Guys, what's up? What's poppin', man? It's your main man here, Double H, half up, trying to live, trying to exist, trying to stay alive. Yes, look, man, I'm bringing you a little bit of a new background, just to give you a little bit of a new life, a new life. Happy Friday to everybody. Happy weekend. Shout out to all of you guys out there. Shout out to all of you guys out there, all the supporters and so forth, and all the guys that makes this content crack real, because without you content crack addicts, this will not be a reality, man. So I shout out to all of you guys out there, man. So thank you for the questions. So if your question didn't get read out, relax. I think I received about 20 questions, 20 or more. So I had to pick out the best 6 or 7 out of the 20. So it is what it is. I tried to pick the best questions, and I tried to pick questions from those who've never sent in. So I like to pick first-time askers. I obviously like to pick a question that I think will be good discussion for people in the live chat. So shout out to all my mods. Make sure that the live chat is good and it's popping off. And shout out to everybody else that's out there doing their thing, man. And yeah, look, man, I'm working on the whole background, man. So maybe, look, all right. Well, yeah, that's your boy, you know, because what's it called? I actually want to get, because the Ronaldo Inter Milan jersey, that's what I want to get, but it's pricey, but it's worth the price, you know, because I just want to save up some cash, and then that's going to be my next purchase. Is going to be the Ronaldo, that's Ronaldo Inter jersey, man, because that has a lot of childhood memories for me, man, that jersey. So without further ado, man, guys, settle down, have your meal. My meal is here, my drink is here. So guys, chill out, get your meal, sit back, pull up a chair and so forth. While you do so, just hit the like button and so forth. Just hit the like button, sit back, chill out, and let me have Football Hut be your entertainment for tonight as I answer some of these questions. And the questions were very good, man. So let's pop this off right now, man. Just how the live chat is doing, man. So I gotta say, man. Yeah, man, I'm doing fine, man. I'm doing fine, guys. I'm doing fine, guys. So first question. So from Jamal, I'm sure this is Jamal from the Hangout. He says, after hearing what Felipe Luis said about Hazard, which was saying he was just as talented as Messi, I started thinking, what was Hazard's ceiling? Because he was talked about being one of the best players of his generation when he was at Lille. So did he overachieve or underachieve? Also, is that the case for Neymar as well? And who is more talented, Neymar or Hazard? Thank you, HH, and keep up the good work. Thank you, big man, Jamal. So first of all, dealing with Hazard, man. Hazard's, I think when you say the word Hazard now, a lot of people have a lot of negative reactions towards it. And, you know, I get it. I understand it and so forth. And, you know, I'm not going to, you know, beat around the bush. He's not really been popping off as much as people would like, man. But if you said the name Hazard back in 2019, you are talking about one of the most talented players in the world. Underachieved or overachieved? I would say he has underachieved. A player that's good, that's talented on the ball, with so much natural footballing ability, he should, at a point, have been considered at least one of the three best players in the world for at least 2 or 3 years. And I think people can say, okay, did he move to Chelsea at the right time? Did he have the right players around him and so forth? Okay, what if Eden Hazard was around the Drogba Lampard era? Would that have been a lot better? But the issue was 2018 was when he finally broke into understanding how good he was and really playing to that high level. And the move to Real Madrid was supposed to be the move that says, okay, this is me announcing myself to the world. This is me announcing myself to the world. So you know what? I'm here. I'm trying to live. I'm trying to see what's up. I'm trying to survive. I'm now one of the best players in the world because I play for Real Madrid and I'm showing my high level of skill. It is one of the greatest mysteries in football, which is what happened between Hazard leaving Chelsea that summer and entering Real Madrid. I have no idea what happened, because that player that I saw in the final season for Chelsea would have been a powerful asset for Real Madrid, and him combined with Asensio, Rodrigo, and Benzema, with Modric as well, that would have made a very interesting Real Madrid team. I just don't know what the hell happened. So, and also he said, who is more talented? He said, who is more talented? Sorry. Neymar is more talented, as much as he annoys me, as much as I hate his guts for how he has screwed up my narrative. Neymar is incredibly talented, and I think, because one, Neymar is a better passer, Neymar is more creative, Neymar is a more dynamic dribbler. And I think Neymar, on a more consistent basis, performs at a high level. And he has been performing. He has already, even when we heard about him from Santos, and even when he entered Barcelona, he was already a top player. For me, Hazard only really became Hazard in 2018. Before 2018, he just had flashes here and there. But since 2018 was when we knew him. Since 2014, Neymar has been one of the most talented players in the world. Now, talent doesn't mean you can say what's up, but at that time he's been one of the most talented players in the world. So that's my view there, man. So thank you for that question, Jamal. Thank you for the question. All right. So next on the agenda, let's hit this. So share screen, application window. All right. From Cole Bennett, man. Thank you for the question, Cole Bennett. Hi, HH. If Barcelona managed to win La Liga this season when they were not supposed to compete in a transitional season for the Blaugrana, how will this achievement rank for Lionel Messi? A win for Simeone and Atletico? Interesting question. Let me take a bite. Interesting question. Let me take a bite of my meal. Because there is a slight element of doubt. There's a slight element of doubt here. I've always said, if Messi won that CL in 2019, we would have had a very scary conversation. Because that was doubt on a whole other level, which was 2019. This isn't the same level of doubt as what he almost did in 2019 for that CL. If Messi leads his Barcelona side, and guys, they're 6 points behind. They are only 6 points behind, so it is an active title race. So if these guys win this La Liga, I'll deal with Atletico afterwards, but if they win this La Liga, then I think we would have to... Where would it rank? It would rank pretty high. It would rank pretty high because, you see, if you think of, okay, what is Messi's greatest achievements? 92 goals in a calendar year. I still think that is amazing. But as amazing as that is, that's just an amazing thing. Not 92 goals in a calendar year isn't dud. It's just an amazing feat, which I don't think is going to be replicated anytime soon. Maybe Haaland might break that. But what you get with with Goatweight, Ousmane Dembele, who's now in Class B, Griezmann, who is first between under review and Class C, Longley, who is in Class A, I believe, or is it Class B? I think he's in Class A. Longley, who's in Class A, PK, who's in Class C. So basically, you have a team that mostly populates the Brick Academy. So if you're able to say what's up with a bunch of bricks, I think we would have to have a serious conversation. And I think if he does lead Barcelona to La Liga victory, for me, based on Dodi, it would be one of his greatest achievements. It would. Because when you look at just how many goals he has scored, his assists and his contribution, it's insane. It is insane the kind of carry job that he's doing. So because Remember how many points behind they were. Remember, by a month ago, we said like, no, Barca don't have a chance. They have no chance, no way. And look at where we are right now, 6 points behind. So if he does it, it would be one of his greatest achievements for sure, for sure. And I think based on Dodd, it will actually be his greatest achievements. Based on Dodd, not his best achievement, which is of course winning the treble for Barcelona, 92 goals a season, all that kind of stuff. But just based on Dodd, it would be his greatest piece of Dodd. If Atletico screw this up and they don't win the CL, I might have to. I'll strongly consider a win. Simeone will be inducted for sure, for sure. Simeone will be in Class C. So Simeone would be a guaranteed Class C residence throughout the whole summer. Then I would strongly, because remember, a wing is a big thing. So, but I would strongly consider building them a wing. I may not do, because as bad as it is, I don't think it's as bad as what PSG did or so forth. But I would strongly consider building them a wing. Strongly consider that, man. All right, man. Thank you for the cue, man. Thank you for the cue. Thank you for the cue. So, coming up next, let's see what's next, man. Let's see what's next. All right. Let's bring this bad boy up, man. Let's bring this bad boy up. From EJ, what up, baby? EJ says, "Hey HH, am I wrong to say to be a successful manager in a big club like Real Madrid or Barcelona, you have to be a great man manager before tactics and philosophy? Thanks for the content, crack." So it's also in a bit. You see, this is the thing here. I think it's a great question, man. This is a really good question because it's about different pieces of management. So if you're in a brick team, like Skontorp or Elche or Pescara, there is a lot of work you have to do because you have to now do more coaching and tactics, specifically tactics, in order to get the best out of an inferior team. Now, if you have a team where you already have amazing players, superb players, you don't have to do that much coaching or that much tactics. The key thing is man management. Because the thing about having an amazing team is if they play to the best of their abilities, they will beat most teams. But the problem is trying to get them to play the best of their abilities. If you employ tactics that are too complicated and too intricate, you will just end up not making them very effective. So the key thing about them is man management. Is creating a tactic that obviously they all understand, but the main thing about it is working with them, because a lot about football is this, your mentality. Football, I say, is about 75% mental, and the next like 25% physical talent. Talent is taken for granted, but if you don't apply yourself mentally, psychologically, then the talent doesn't mean anything. So for somebody coming into Barcelona or Real Madrid, man management is very important. Yes, but see, there's a difference here. I think when you look at Pep Guardiola for Barcelona, it wasn't much more about man management. It was about a philosophy that obviously everybody could buy into based on La Masia. But when you look at Zidane and Real Madrid, there wasn't really a philosophy. That was more so Zidane's amazing man management and able to clearly define the roles of each of the players. And because he clearly defined those roles for each of those players, they were able to say, what's up? Because as we discussed again that, why did Real Madrid win the three-peat? If Real Madrid had a very well, clearly defined philosophy, they don't three-peat. Because the whole point of having a well-defined philosophy is that you will get caught out. Because teams now know exactly what to do and they will train up to beat you. In 2012, Chelsea knew exactly what Barcelona were supposed to do, and they then helped to nullify that. In 2016, Guys knew about what Barcelona used to do, so they helped to nullify that. So that's the thing that was so see, like, okay, in 2019, sorry, in 2020, is it 2020? Yeah, in 2020, guys knew what Liverpool were going to do, and they helped to nullify it. But in Real Madrid, they didn't have a clearly defined philosophy. So because they didn't have a clearly defined philosophy, there was no way for you to prepare for it in 2017 or in 2018. So which is why you have to give Zidane credits for saying, no, we're not going to have a philosophy that can expose us. I'm just going to be able to say, all right, Cristiano, this is what I want from you. Benzema, this is what I want from you. Ramos, this is what I want from you. Modric, I play this position, this is what I want from you. Toni Kroos, I play this position, this is what I want from you. Marcelo, this is what I want. Boom, this is what I want. And specific instructions to each of the guys, because Zidane's tactics are not overly complex. They're very simple. And that is why you don't, especially when you have top level players, you don't really need a crazy intricate philosophy. You just need something simple that everybody can buy into that gets the best out of every player. But you need to be able to go to each player and say, boom, this is what you're good at, this is what you're bad at, but I need for you to expand upon what you're really good at. So that's the main thing in there, man. Thank you for that question, big man. Thank you for that question, EJ. Thank you, EJ. All right. Oh, now this is a big one. All right. What are we doing here? Okay, let's see this. All right. Wow, this is a long one. Pause. So, hello, HH. Sorry for my English. It doesn't matter, man. All right. Look, people don't say sorry for English. I understand you, man. So just keep talking. It's not my first language. I am a huge fan of yours, even if I disagree with 99% of your football analysis. That's interesting. Anyway, I find you one of the most entertaining YouTubers out there, and I regularly watch your videos. My question is, should we start now calling the Serie A the Italian MLS? Juventus has completely destroyed the league for 9 years in a row, unbeaten, surpassed 100 points, but still no CL. Never saw them replicate the same form in Europe. In Bundesliga, Bayern has done the same, but at least in 8 years domination, they have replicated that form in Europe by winning 2 CLs. Obviously, yeah, 2 trebles. Juve got knocked out by Ajax, Lyon, and now 10-man Porto. Jesus. The second best team in the league, Inter, has not passed the CL group for 3 years. Jesus Christ. In a row, finishing 4th this season. Wow. Napoli got beaten. Oh, Jesus. This is bad. Napoli got beaten by Granada. People say Bundesliga is easy to score, but Haaland and Lewandowski have replicated the same form in the CL last season. And this season, Italian goal scorers, no. Even if it's supposed to be a much more difficult league to score. A 39-year Ibra is balling there. In Bundesliga, flop Immobile is breaking records there. A Man United reject Lukaku is balling there. And Icardi, who is struggling in France, was banging in G's for fun in Serie A. A 36-year-old Cagliarella was top scorer before 2 seasons. Maybe I'm wrong, but I find it weird. Keep up with the content crack. That is a very... Let me take a sip. That is very damning. That's sad. That's sad. Because you see this jersey there? This jersey replicates a time past. This jersey replicates a time past. It replicates a time when Serie A was amazing, because really I grew up with the Serie A. That's where I grew up, and I grew up at a time when the Serie A was the toughest league in the world. And also close. Your English was perfect as well, so nothing to complain. That's bad. And there is nothing I can say to combat that. Because you've hit every point. Oh, Bundesliga is so easy. Bayern have destroyed it. Do you see what Bayern did last season? and they won a treble way back when. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that Bayern Munich have lost to the eventual winners every single year. 2014, I think they lost to Real Madrid. 2015, they lost to Barcelona. Yes, they lost to Barcelona. 2016, they lost to Real Madrid, I believe. 2017, I believe they lost to Real Madrid again. 2018, they lost to Real Madrid. Yes, because that was when Heinkes came back. Yes, that was when Heinkes came back. They lost to Real Madrid. 2019, they lost to Liverpool, who won it. That is different from losing to Ajax, Lyon, and FC Porto. It's bad. It is bad. And I think that when you look at that, the Serie A simply can't place themselves above the Bundesliga. Napoli losing to Granada. Inter Milan. This is a team who are top. Mossab and Hakim, shout out to you guys. I love you guys. But Inter Milan are now top of Serie A. And these guys finished, they didn't finish third. They finished bottom of a Champions League group that had a Real Madrid, Borussia Mönchengladbach, who are getting Lara Crofted currently by City, and who will get Johnny Caged and freaking solid snaked by them very soon, and Shakhtar Donetsk. So the Serie A has dropped down considerably in quality. Considerably, because if a team who has won their league 9 years in a row, and in all those 9 years have not won the Champions League once. Forget about being the finalist twice. I've not won the Champions League once. Because before, I used to say, Serie A is the most difficult league to scoring. It's the most tactical and stuff. But when you just look at, because you have to judge a league by how well do they do in Europe. La Liga dominated Europe past decade. You saw what Bayern Munich did, giving you 2 trebles. And the teams that they went out against, La Liga teams. Premier League, well, that was out 1 year where you had Arsenal, Chelsea, Europa League final, and then Liverpool, Tottenham, thingy final. That's never happened in the Serie A. So these things happen in cycles, and I think Serie A will come back. But as of right now, Serie A, there is just not a great argument for the Serie A being a top level league. The matches are still good. There is still good football played there, and I have loved some of the games, specifically like the Milan derby. Very entertaining. But entertaining is one thing. Actually saying whether you can say what's up and you competing with other leagues, that's a different thing, man. So, yeah, it's because, I'm a bit older than some of you, than a lot of you guys here, because I think most of you guys are in your 2020s. So, the heyday of the Serie A was 80s and the 90s. And maybe the early 2000s, but really the 80s, all through the 90s, the Serie A was boom. This is the guys like AC Milan were feared. This is when Juve were playing in Delle Alpi. So Juve, AC, Inter, these guys were top. Like Inter were obviously bigger in the UEFA Cup. AC Milan and Juventus were the huge guys. Milan were like one of the biggest clubs in the world. So it's been a fall, and it is definitely one of the biggest falls of any league from where they were right now. So yeah, look, man, Klaus, man, you're all right, bro. Like I cannot disagree with anything that you've said. Thank you for the question, big man. From who's this guy? From Sergio Contreras, shout out to my Ahmad, man. Sergio Contreras, shout out to Ahmad. I pay you in love. Okay? I pay you in goodness. So Sergio Contreras, what does he say? HH, do you think Barca fans are hyping up the presidential appointments of Laporta? I've never heard more noise about a presidential candidate in my life. Yes, he was the one in charge of Barca's greatest ever era between '03 and 2010 and lay the foundations for the successful years after that. But let's be real, Messi is going soon. You won't find another Pep. He has an enormous challenge to help overcome the great debt. There's youth potential emerging, but they are nowhere near the production line of Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, Piqué from La Masia. I feel like it's being overblown just because of how catastrophic the previous regime was under Bartomeu. I hate how Barca fans are acting like they will win the treble or something next year. It will take minimum 2 to 3 seasons to get back to the glory days they crave. Thoughts? So yeah, this is a funny one. How influential can a president be? How much influence can a president have? And there are various ways to view this. Because Barca fans should be excited, but not overtly excited. Be excited, pump up, but don't be overtly excited. That's what I mean by that. You should be excited because you have someone who perhaps has a much better eye for talent than Bartomeu. He brought in Etso, he brought in Ronaldinho. So it's an improvement. So you have to be happy because Bartomeu obviously was not a footballing guy and didn't have an ear and an eye for talent the way that Laporta does. A lot of the success of Chelsea is down to Abramovich and the kind of owner he is. A lot of the success of Real Madrid is down to Perez and the kind of owner he is. So an owner can have a great influence as to how a successful team is by the people he hires, the scouts he hires, and the way in which he wants his team to move forward. So, but Barca fans have to be realistic. As Riley puts, it's a different world that we're living in. It's a completely different world that we're living in. This isn't a Samuel Eto'o doesn't come around very often. Ronaldinho is a once-in-a-lifetime player. Lifetime. Not once in a generation. Ronaldinho is a once-in-a-lifetime player. There has never been anyone like Ronaldinho before him. There's never been a player before Ronaldinho like him, and there's never been a player like Ronaldinho since. Hasn't. That generation of Iniesta, Xavi, Busquets, and so forth is the greatest generation that Spain has ever had. That is Spain's golden generation. A golden generation doesn't happen every 10 years, every 20 years, or even every 30 years. A golden generation may happen every 40 or 50 years, So, even if Laporta is an improvement on Bartomeu, it's a different world we're living in. You have to deal with the debts. Is there a striker like Samuel Eto'o out there? No, there isn't. Is there a player like Ronaldinho out there? No, there isn't. Barca have some very good youngsters. I think Fati is quality. Pedri is good. I like this Moriba kid. Ricky Puig looks good. So there is a good group of young guys coming through. That's quality. But it ain't Iniesta. It ain't Xavi. Those guys were special. And those guys formed the spine that gave you 3 international dubs in a row. 3 international dubs in a row. So Barca fans just have to curb their excitement and just be realistic. You cannot expect instant success. No, you can't expect that. But I do think that they will move in the right direction. And that's, they're going to move in the right direction. It's going to be some years before they catch up to what Bayern are doing. because Bayern already thinking 5 years ahead. Hence why they have Alphonso Davies, Leroy Sané, and they're getting Upamecano. So Bayern are already years ahead. So it's going to take several years to even come close and close the gap between yourselves and Bayern. And 8-2 showed 8-2 wasn't just about football. 8-2 was about how you run a club. Because 8-2 was Bayern saying, this is how we run a football club. We run it very well. And as we said in the previous question, who beats us before? Eventual winners. Scrubs ain't going to beat us. If you're going to beat us, you're the best team in this competition. Because Bayern Munich are the best run club in the world. There is no club that is run better, more efficiently, more professionally than Bayern Munich. There isn't. Because these guys are obsessed with maintaining a level of professionalism that permeates all the way through. So that 8-2 was about difference in cultures and difference in how you... Because the difference between Bayern and Barcelona, and which is probably what Laporta going to bring in, is that for Bayern, they're like, no, it's not about now. It's about 5 years. It's about 10 years. We want to be, in 5 years, we want to be amazing. So yes, 2029, but right now, where's a 19-year-old? Where's a 17-year-old? Where's a 16-year-old? What are we doing in 2 years? What are we doing in 3 years? So as soon as these 28, 29, 30-year-olds go, boom. Right now, Bayern, they're looking for the successor for Neuer. They're looking for the successor of Lewandowski. They're actually doing that because they say, no, there must never be a point where we are lost and there's a chasm. Always moving through. So I think for Laporta, I think his main thing is recruitment. We've got these young dudes. We need a massive dub. And I think Laporta's main thing is sort out the money, sort out the debt. And the next thing is, can we get Mbappe? Can we get Haaland? Is there a way where we can perhaps go further into the red, but in about a year or so we can recoup that? Because sometimes you have to take a deep loss to then get back into a green. So can we borrow from somewhere, do a little deal here, be really shrewd in how you now acquire funds? You're going to suffer a lot, but eventually 6 months you will make that back. So I think what they definitely need is, because Laporta, right, do go further in the red and try and splash out on a huge, or we don't have the money. Let's even go further into the red. Because this is what I heard. Someone was saying this to me on Twitter. I'm hearing Nagelsmann. That Laporta may say, Koeman isn't really that dude. This guy was hired by Bartomeu. I mean, looking at someone and say, you know what? Nagelsmann, look at what he's done with Red Bull Leipzig. Getting flipping bricklayers he took a bunch of bricklayers and fruit sellers to a CL semi. What could he do with Ricky Puig, Ansu Fati, Moriba, Pedri? My Lord, could be crazy. So yeah, man, I just think Barcelona just have to be very wary, and not expect too much. You can't expect too much. You have to just be worried about what you guys can do. So yeah, thank you for that question, big man. Thank you, Sergio. All right, what else do we have here? Guys, I hope you're enjoying your meals, man. I hope you're enjoying your meals. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me save this one till last. All right, this is a nice one, man. This is a nice one. So, from Undisputed, HH, which competition is the hardest to win the World Cup? Which competition is the hardest to win? The World Cup or the Champions League? I'll give you the quick answer, then I'll explain why. The quick answer is 100% obviously the World Cup. That is the hardest one to win. And here is why. The World Cup, first of all, is every 4 years. So therefore, there is a smaller margin of error. The Champions League is every year. So even if you go out, there's always next year. World Cup, if you go out, you have to wait 4 years. Champions League, if you get to the knockout stages, it's 2 legs. Okay, you mess up in one leg, at least you have another 90 minutes to correct that. World Cup is one and done. Only one game, and that's it. In the Champions League, you have a team who you train with for about 2 months during preseason. And during the season, you spend time every single week training with them. So you know every player and what they do like the back of your hand. In a World Cup, you don't do that. You have like 3, 4, 5 friendlies here and there, a few international qualification games before the tournament, about a 2, 3, 4 weeks to prepare yourselves, and then boom, you're in. You don't have as much time to acclimatize yourself with your teammates as opposed to your teammates for a club team. Internationally, you can only pick people who are from said country. You can't buy any players. You can't acquire players. In a club, we need a striker. Boom, boom, boom. Let's buy this dude. We need a right back. Boom, boom. Let's get a right back. For the country, that's all you have. So for a manager, they now have to now be a lot more tactical and a lot more clever in how they utilize the players that they have, because they can't go out and buy a player. They can't scout a player. They can't go out into the transfer market. You have to say, look, these are all the Nigerians I have. These are all the Italians I have. These are all the Brazilians I have. These are all of the French guys I have, and I've got to make it work. And also, the thing about the World Cup is you're facing countries. People can say, of course, people care about wanting to win for their clubs, but playing for your country is not the same as playing for your club. The club, that is a means of employment. Of course, you still have the passion, you still want to win, and that is a natural passion that every football player has, but it is still your means of employment. Whether you're playing Greece, Albania, whether you're playing whoever you're playing guys who are going to put every ounce of strength on that pitch. They're going to use everything. So they're playing against guys who are ready to die on that pitch because they're playing for their country. As soon as that national anthem plays, you're playing guys, boom, you're going to have to, boom. Hence why, as the tournament goes through, it becomes tighter and tighter and tighter and much more difficult and very few chances, because you're playing much more difficult teams, and because it matters so much and so much is riding for it, and you have because your family is watching, people you grew up is people are watching, where the place that you're culturally connected to is watching. So there's so much riding onto it that it's the difficulty arises through. So because of course the Champions League is very hard, because the Champions League is hard because you're facing the very, very best teams, but it evens itself out. So if we have a peak Bayern against a peak Barcelona are a great team, but so are we. Because of our club and our status, we've been able to acquire who we feel are the very best in each position, so we can on a level playing field. But if it's like a Germany against an Italy, we don't know. These are all the Germans who we feel are the best German players that we can offer. We cannot buy any players, and we're not facing who we believe are the best Italians out there. So the World Cup is more difficult, and because if you mess up, you're screwed. If you mess up, you're screwed, and it is harder to create chances. And that is the key thing, because the key point is your acclimatization with the players around you. Barcelona, I train with these guys freaking every single week. So there is more rhythm to it. Hence why people say, oh, Champions League is better to watch. And it can be better to watch because the teams have much more chemistry because they train more. But for a World Cup, it may not be the same. But in the World Cup, the reason why I like it is because an individual now has to really adapt and say, okay, how do I figure this out? Okay, this isn't Bayern Munich anymore. What normally happens every single week that I do every single week doesn't happen here, because these guys, they're from my country. We share something culturally the same, but we don't train every single week. So I don't know them like the back of my hand. So all I'm relying on is we have a Dutch way of viewing football. We have a Ghanaian way of viewing football. We have a South Korean way of viewing football. We have an English way of viewing football. And that cultural identity is what we rely on for our chemistry. But the World Cup is tougher for that reason. It is much tougher, man. All right. Where are we at, man? There's a lot of these cues, man. So I think we're almost All right. All right. Almost here. So I told you guys there were more questions, man. So um, rank the greatest players of the last 20 years, 1 to 5, considering consistency, achievements, skill, etc. So this is why you guys have to send these questions in early so I can actually think about this. So I had to think about this, and this is what I came up with. Sorry, that's the other one. So greatest players of the last 20 years, and then the key thing he said is consistency, achievements, skill. So to begin with, where are we at? So to begin with, I rolled with here we go. So the 5 I rolled with were Messi, Iniesta, Cristiano, Neuer, and Zidane. So obviously on my 5, Zidane, I had to bring him in there because, so remember, this is of the last 20 years. So what made him miss out was the World Cup. The World Cup was in 1999, 1998. So you obviously had the 2000 Euros, and then you obviously had the O2 World Cup and the O2 Champions League, as well as, so the achievement thing is there, but I think what's really put him in there is his amazing skill. He's a horseman, one of the best players of all time. Neuer, arguably one of the best goalkeepers of all time. Won a World Cup and 2 trebles as well. So with those achievements and his skills, one of the best keepers, got to put him in there. Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the best goal scorers the game has ever seen. With, so what's it? So 1, 2, 3, 4, with 5 Champions Leagues, 1 with Man United, 4 with thingy. And even if he did nothing in the final, he's got a Euro Championship medal that he owes to Pepe and Ede. So with that, goal scoring, that is 1, he's third. Iniesta, arguably considered one of the best midfielders of his generation, and arguments of top 10 or top 15 midfielders of all time. Amazing, incredible player. 2 trebles, a World Cup, and 2 European Championships, as well as several Man of the Match awards. So easy gets the second thing. For Messi, the thing about Messi is this, because for me it was a debate between Messi and Iniesta, because Iniesta has Messi destroyed in terms of achievements, but not destroyed, but he hasn't beat. Because all Messi has are those Champions Leagues, but he doesn't have a Copa America, doesn't have a World Cup. Iniesta pretty much has the full set, but Messi's skill is so great and is on such a high level. I think that is why it puts him on there. But there is an argument, because that question is interesting. If he balances all out. So basically, this is how I did the math. I believe that Messi's skill level is far greater than Iniesta's achievements over Messi. So Messi's skill over Iniesta is greater than Iniesta's achievements over Messi. That's how I viewed it. Because Iniesta is very good. Messi is perhaps considered one of the greatest talents the world has ever seen. So it's an interesting one, man, because but then he said to Iniesta, man, a World Cup. He won a World Cup. He scored the World Cup winning goal. He won the Euros. He won Man of the Match at those Euros. Who scored even if Chelsea should have won, who scored that clutch goal against? Let me see what the live chat is saying. Because I'm just thinking about this now. You could make an argument for Iniesta. Oh yeah, consistency. Consistency. Yeah, basically, I'm just looking at what you guys are saying, man. Uh, that's. For me, I'm still gonna keep it with Messi first, Iniesta second. But someone mentioned Lam. I mean, Lam is interesting. Treble, because see for me, for me, Lam would probably go sixth for me. Lam would probably go sixth for me, but Lam is a good shout. Bart Simpson is a good shout because one of the best right, I think perhaps the best right back of all time. Has won a World Cup, has won a treble. You could make an argument for Lam to be five. It's just that Zidane, I can't do Zidane. Like, just that for me, could we just look at consistency? You know what, guys? If we want to be fair here, because I'm just going via this criteria. If you go via that criteria, you can make an argument for Lam to be over Zidane. You can make that argument, man. But look, man, I mean, we can agree to disagree, man. It's an interesting debate, man. All right, thank you for that. That's a good question, man. That's a good question, bro. Okay. So, what do we have here? Looky what we have here. From Brian. Rank objectively the best players in 2021 from 1 to 10. So this was a trickier one to do, man. All right, let's see what we do. So from 1 to 10. So I had to do a lot of shuffling and so forth, but this is what I came up with. So Neuer, Lewandowski, Kimmich, Haaland, Bruno Diaz, Ilkay Gundogan, Messi, Lukaku, Mbappe, and then I had Sancho, and then Felix, and then props Kane. So that was me. So yeah, so Neuer, Lewandowski, Joshua Kimmich, Haaland, Bruno Diaz, Gundogan, Messi, Lukaku, Mbappe, and then Sancho, Felix, and then perhaps Harry Kane. And that's how and Eden Hazard, Hazard is just somewhere around there, man. And thank you for that, Brian. Thank you, bro. Okay, now this I definitely didn't send myself a question, so but this guy's called himself HH from HH. Not me, because I didn't send myself a question. HH, thoughts on rumors linking Cristiano to a sensation return to Real Madrid. Would it work? Clearly, things haven't worked out for him at Juve. To this day, I still don't understand why he left Real Madrid. It didn't make any sense. And I think that Real have missed him. Cristiano has missed Real Madrid. Juventus has not worked out to what they expected. Yes, they've won some Serie A titles and Coppa Italia, but in terms of winning the Champions League, he's not even gotten them to a freaking final, man. And I just think FC Porto was just the last embarrassment of what has been a failed project. Back to Real Madrid. I think it will. If Zidane is there, it would still work. Yes, he's older and so forth, but he's still a goal scorer, and he still plays in a certain way. I think Juventus just don't have the personnel and so forth that Real Madrid have. Now, I don't know whether this will happen or so forth, but if it's, put it this way, if it's on the cards and Zidane is there, I don't see why you can't go ahead and do it. But I just think Real Madrid have just moved onwards from there. But if, let's say, a new manager comes in, I would say no. Because I think if a new manager comes in with a whole different style and way of playing, and it's now introducing players, maybe he says he wants to call back Odegaard, he wants to bring in Kubo and change how Real play, then I don't think that there's be any space for Cristiano. It will only work, and it should only be done if Zidane is there and they still want to go through. But for me, I would say no. I think Real have to evolve. They've got to move forward, and they've got to totally rebuild their team beyond Modric, Casemiro, Cruz, Marcelo, and so forth, man. You have to leave the past in the past, man. You have to leave the past in the past. All right. And I think we now have our final question, Okay, so now I'm pretty sure this was not me, but this is from a guy who calls himself the real HH. Woo! So I'm the fake HH. HH, in life, you always need to evolve. This is true. Do you have any ideas on how you will evolve the half of football hut in the years to come? Are there times when you think things are getting stale? Yes. Personally, I believe there is nothing wrong with the Hope Huts right now. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. However, I would love Q to upload more of those 4K videos that he used to do in 2018, 2019. I know the live streams are the trend now, and by all means carry on with it because they are great and very engaging and spontaneous. But I would love to still leave some 4K uploads. Those were really iconic in the waistcoats. Appreciate all the hard work to keep us entertained, my man. Keep it up. Thank you, bro. No, I mean, look, 100%, but I said, it is very difficult, because I'm only one man, so I have to edit. I've got to tweet. I've got to promote. I've got to think of ideas. I've got to think of skits. I've got to now execute the videos. I've got to stay up to date with the news. I've got to make sure that as soon as the match finishes, I watch the match and I then have a post-match analysis. I've got to now watch highlights of football that's happening in all of the leagues. So I have like a gauge of all that's happening in the footballing world. So I know, these are the guys who should be ranked here. These are the bricks and so forth. So it is difficult, especially when you're one person. But what gets me through is my passion. Because I love football so much and I think about football every day, my enjoyment of it doesn't make me think of how hard the work is, because the work is hard. But when you enjoy something so much and you have a passion for something, you just don't think about how hard the work is. But I do know that I have to rest, I have to rest because burnout is a real thing. And there are times where I just need to sleep and just rest because of insomnia, lack of sleep and all that stuff. But yeah, as I said again, which is why I even want to try putting on polls, because I do this stuff for you guys. Yeah, I have ideas of things that I want to do, but my main aim is, and the main ethos of this whole thing is football analysis, but also at the same time to produce stuff that is entertaining for people. So it's a mixture of educating you about football, informing you about football, analyzing football, but bringing in entertainment, the funnies, and making people smile. So yeah, I definitely want to try and bring back some of those 4K videos for sure. I'll definitely try and bring those in 4K. So yeah, I think because the live things are where that was a game changer, because the thing about the live stuff is it's interactive, and there's nothing better than having a live show straight afterwards. And the beauty about the live thing is I can now schedule shows. So when you now come into the channel, that boom, 10 p.m. is there, 9:50 is there. So at 10 p.m., 10:30, 10 past 10, there, so you can schedule your life and everything, because okay, boom, Hope is going to give you that crack at 10, going to give you that crack at 11. But I think as well, I definitely want to bring back, I want to bring back those 4K videos for sure. I will be bringing back those 4K videos specifically to do special pieces. And again, because I'm working on a tiki-taka video about just the era of tiki-taka and when Spain dominated, to do it in the whole kind of fancy, funny thing. But yeah, it's tough, but thank you for the kind words, bro. Thank you for the kind words. So guys, man, Whew, that was those are a lot of questions, man. Those were a lot of questions, man. So I will not take your live questions for the next hour or so, man. So remember, if there are any super chats and so forth, I will get to any of your super chats. I will keep abreast of any super chats that may have been sent or I may have missed, man. So keep those abreast. Let's see what you guys are saying, man. HH, if I ever get rich, I'm donating half my wealth to you. You deserve it. Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you. But we all know that you're not going to give half your wealth to me. Okay, just give me an eighth, and I'll be cool, man. Just give me an eighth, and I'll be cool. HH, if you're to make a documentary on a club, what would it be? On a club, Boca Juniors would be really interesting. You know, Maradona's affiliation with the club, the fans, the stadium, what's it called? Is it the Bombonera? That would be interesting. AC Milan would be interesting just based on the history of the club. AC Milan. But if you're thinking about like a documentary now, so like how a club is operating now, like of this season, PSG would be very interesting. I would love to see a PSG thing. So just see how does that club work as a business model? How do the players interact? What is it like in Paris? What is the whole Neymar thing like? So a documentary on PSG would definitely be interesting, man. Scunthorpe. I would love one about Scunthorpe. You know, I would love one about Scunthorpe. And maybe even Elche. Why not something about Elche? All right, what did you guys say, man? Yeah, Scunthorpe. Sorry, put it down, man. One league title in his 5 years at Real Madrid. Zidane is not better than Iniesta. HH. I just put up a freaking list of the greatest players and so forth. So, of the last 20 years. If we're doing achievements, Iniesta, you just said better. Zidane is one man. Which was the better team that functioned better? It was Barcelona. Do you know how good that team was, man for man? Iniesta played his role. Do you know what peak Busquets was? Do you know who peak Xavi was? Do you know who Messi was? Do you know who Eto'o was? Do you know who David Villa was? The heck? So you can't just say, oh, he's better because he won more titles. Probably look at the freaking team that the guy was in, man. So, come on, man. From Antonio Badani, man. Thank you for the dub. Thank you for the dub. Thank you for the dub. Content crack. Thank you, bro. HH, what do you think has happened to Griezmann? He's a total brick. He needs to be in the brick academy. But also HH, use PayPal, then he gets all the thing. Okay, first of all, let me answer your question, then I'll tell you about the whole PayPal thing. How do I say this again? Griezmann has been a failure. Brick, he's in and out of the Brick Academy. So he's like class C, non-class C. So he's in and out. He's in and out, you know. So he's pretty much in and out of the Brick Academy, man. So for me, I think that he's definitely one of those dudes that the talent is there, but as we said, he's a system merchant. If the system isn't right for him, he can't function. And I think what he's seeing at Barcelona that is a drastically different system from Atletico and France. And because of that possession-based system, you have more time on the ball. He's therefore not as effective as he is for the more pragmatic defensive counter-attacking teams. PayPal, yeah. I'll probably do a video on it, man. YouTube, it is what it is. YouTube are the major platform. And because they're a huge platform and they are the ones that pretty much can get me out to the most people, it is what it is. But they take 30%. So they take that 30%. So yeah, I keep 70%, 70%, but they take 30%. So the best way to donate to me, and donate to the hot and donate to your boy Half Hope is via PayPal. PayPal is the best way because PayPal, I think, especially if you have a PayPal account, I think it's like 1% or 2% that PayPal will take. So the most money that you will donate to your boy is via PayPal. So my PayPal details are in the description box below. So if you check the description box below, you can PayPal your boy. That is the best way to donate to your boy, man. Because those YouTube boys, they take that 30%, man. It is what it is, bro. But yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you for your donation, man. I truly appreciate it to be a big man. All right, what do you guys say, man? Thomas Muller is not being appreciated. I think now he is. I think, especially what Bayern did last season, how they won the treble, because I think Muller's role and his importance for Bayern last season was much more than what he did for them back in 2013. Because 2013 he was still young. This was before he obviously won the World Cup. But I think last year you saw his importance, and you saw how the team changed and how effective the team was once he was now introduced. So, no, people appreciate him. Maybe he was underappreciated before, but I think now for sure he's appreciated for sure. All right. If Mbappe and Haaland end up on Real Madrid, does that take a bit away from them in terms of seeing who would be undisputed number one? You see, for me, I don't believe that there's going to be a rivalry. All because there was a rivalry that we saw for the past 10 years. It doesn't mean that it's going to be a rivalry that we're going to see now. No, that's not the case. So obviously, ideally, you want them in different teams because you don't want all the best players in one team. But even if Mbappe goes to Real Madrid and Haaland goes to Bayern Munich or Man City, I think that João Felix is going to try and get in there. I think Sancho's going to try and get in there. I think Ansu is just going to try and say what's up. I think you have 3 or 4 guys that will say what's up. What we had was just something unique, which is Messi and Cristiano competing goal scoring. Performance-wise, Messi has had no competition. There has been nobody that has been consistently on Messi's level for the last 10 years, performance-wise. No one. So he's been alone. But in terms of goal scoring, I don't think we'll see 2 guys battle each other on a goal scoring tip for a decade the way that Cristiano and Messi did, man. From Hearty Momo, thank you for the dub. Hearty Momo, thank you for the dub. Love your channel and keep up the good work. Will you do an Arsenal versus Spurs preview? Yes, I will actually. When is the match? When is the match? Let me try and check out when this match is. Arsenal FC. I think it's on. I bet it's on Sunday. Yeah, it's on Sunday. Yeah, I'll do it. Because the freaking thing is, I'm fucking working. I'm working on Sunday, man. But yeah, I'll do it. You should see it hopefully like tomorrow evening. That should be a good game. That should be a good game. I think that should be a very good game because both teams are playing well and both teams are on form. Both teams I think have a good chance in the Europa League. Beast mode is becoming beast mode, and I tell you, man, guys, I like Odegaard. I like Odegaard because they announced that he's the youngest ever Norwegian captain. He's 23 years old and he's already captain of Norway, man. But the guy's good. Just as what other players do Norway have? Because they have Haaland, they have Odegaard. If they just have 2-3 much more guys, that'd be crazy. And I don't know, are they in the Euros? I don't think they qualified for the Euros, though. So, but thank you for the dub, man. Thank you for the dub. Um, all right. What does the guy say? HG, what is the best individual performance you have ever seen? Best individual performance I've ever seen. I'll give you a few. Zidane, obviously, '06. Um, yeah, in many ways. So Zidane, '06 versus Brazil. Riquelme, '06 versus Serbia and Montenegro. Um, Robin in both legs, but specifically in the second. No, sorry. Schweinsteiger, second leg, New Camp, 2012, 2013 Champions League season. Um, Matip in the second leg against Barcelona, Champions League. Hazard, Europa League final. Yes, yes, yes. But if I just had to just say the best has to be Zidane. Always say that. Always Zidane, man. You know, because coming out of retirement, the age he was, the team he was playing against, and how a guy just completely ran the entire show. I just think it was an amazing sight to behold. An amazing sight to behold, man. From Shane Shergill, man. 2011 final was one of Messi's best performance. Do you know what I always say? This is that. When you say 2011, amazing by Barcelona, Xavi. Messi was quality, scored a goal. Xavi. I don't think that guy lost the ball in that second half. That second half, it was stupid. I have never seen a team get so dominated and controlled the way that Barcelona dominated and controlled them. And I think Xavi was the main reason, because every single thing went through Xavi in that second half. So because I was watching it with my homie Bill in a pub, I was like, this is stupid. Like, these guys can't get near this freaking dude. You know, and Xavi was just boom, 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 pop up, boom, 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 boom. Put 2 guys on him, 3 guys on him, boom, give me the ball, pass off, give me the ball, pass off, pass off, pass off. So I think Xavi was really the man of the match in that 2011 game, man. Yes, Pepe in that Euro. Pepe in that Juve was crazy as well. Pepe in that Euro final was incredible. Like, for me, player of the tournament was Pepe. Like, I don't know whether did they give player of the tournament in those Euros? Because if they did, Pepe deserved that. Without Pepe, Portugal don't win those Euros. Because obviously people say, okay, well, you need the goal scorers and so forth. Pepe's performance out those Euros was incredible, and in our final, he was superb, absolutely superb, man, absolutely superb. Thoughts on introverted players perhaps being positively affected confidence-wise by not having fans in the stadium? That's a great point. I do think that there are players who will thrive and have performed better because there are no fans in the stadium. So because there are no fans in the stadium, I think there are definitely certain people, certain players who can be like, oh my, this is great. But then what about those players who need the fans to say what's up and need the fans to elevate themselves? So it's an interesting thing. But I think if you are introverted or if you easily get nervous by fans and so forth, this is great because without fans, you can just play, you know? But yeah, I mean, I think it's something that we'll have to think about and discuss about one time and decide that, okay, so how different have things been? So if there were fans, do Liverpool still get shafted in at Anfield the way that they do? Because Steve Nicol was saying on his place, he said, "Oh, if their fans are Anfield, man, people, it's like a fortress that people get scared when they come to Anfield, especially with the fans." I'm like, do they? It depends the kind of people that you are. I think if you're a PSG, like someone like a Neymar or Mbappe, they'd actually love to play in a hostile environment. I think if you're a certain player, there are no fans that can pretty much mess with you. But yeah, like it has been, I think, a great thing for players who could be affected by fans, specifically introverted dudes. From Mr. Mansman, thank you for the dub, Mr. Mans, thank you for the dub. HH, should Karius retire or is there a way back? He should retire. He should retire. I have never seen anybody make the kind of mistakes on such a high level that he did in that final. And if it was me, I would have personally advised him to retire as soon as the final whistle blew. People say, "Oh, he was suffering brain damage. He had a concussion." Nah. You can't throw the ball to a striker who is 2 yards away from you. You can't do that. Even if you don't have a brain, even somebody who is brilliant will realize that there's a freaking striker 2 yards away from me. I can throw it. Why am I throwing? I told you, like, I can't even watch I have not watched that goal since I saw it in the restaurant because I feel embarrassed for myself. And I'm not a Liverpool fan, but I feel embarrassed. So 100% he should retire because that is a retirable offense, man. So all right, let's just see. Who do you think is better between Kane and Lewandowski? I think if you look at the overall package, Lewandowski edges it. Kane is improving. And I think Kane is definitely, his overall footballing ability is definitely getting better, in terms of him creating stuff for himself. So he's getting better. Lewandowski is just different, man. He's just different because I just think that as I said, the complete package, like his ball control, his first touch, his balance, his football IQ, his awareness of those around him, his control on the ball, his finishing, both in the air, on the ground, creating goals himself, and nobody can forget this dude who scored 5 goals in 12 minutes. So, like, I think Lewandowski, really, he just needed that Champions League. I think once he got that Champions League, it was like, yeah, this is the best striker of this decade. Samuel Eto'o was the best striker of the previous decade. This past decade, Lewandowski gets it. But Kane is there, man. Kane is definitely coming up. From Cosimo. Thank you for the dub, Cosimo. How good can AC Milan be in a few years? It's looking promising. Cosimo is looking very promising, man. I was very impressed by Milan's display. United said they had injuries. Milan outplayed those freaking dudes, man. They completely and totally outplayed those guys. All Milan needed just 1-2 marquee signings. It won't happen, but let's just say, just for argument's sake, Milan go Erling Haaland. Changes them completely, changes them completely, or let's say they go João Felix. Changes them completely. So if they can keep Pioli and there is investments in players and they could just make one or two other big signings, I think Milan will look very good in 2 or 3 years' time. I think Juve need a massive rebuild. I think Milan are slowly now coming into the run. And it's so fun. It's been a difficult decade for Milan. Very, very difficult. So maybe coming into this decade, they can maybe say, what's up, man? Great buy by tomorrow because of that moron, Frank Homeboy, who decided that he needed to work harder, loser. Tomorrow, that's a great acquisition. And Milan will want to secure his services. So, yeah, man. I think they just need a big signing. If they can get a big signing, I think they can definitely say, what's up, man? All right. Shout out to Football Hot member Almadis, who says Kane has never won a trophy. And I don't think he'll win a trophy if he stays at Tottenham. If Mourinho gives Tottenham a trophy, we're having a different conversation. A very different conversation, man. What are you guys saying? The heck? If he leaves, would you rather see Messi at City or PSG? It would be great to see him under Pep and the City system, but the front three of Messi, Mbappe, Neymar looks fire. So where would I rather see him? City or PSG? For entertainment purposes, PSG. And I say for narrative purposes, PSG. Because I tripled their Pep Guardiola to buy Messi. After everything I've said towards him, specifically my Nigerian amigo journalist Omar Akatuba, who said, you've not been able to reach a final without Messi. It would be a disgrace if you went ahead and actually acquired Messi. So no, lay your hands off Messi, win a Champions League without Lionel Messi. So yeah, I would rather he goes to PSG, and a front three of Messi, Neymar, on Mbappe would be frightening. That would be frightening. And I think if you're PSG, because PSG, you're about the business and so forth. Imagine that. That front three would be insane. That would be an insane front three, That would be freaking insane. So yeah, I mean, but I don't think it will happen. But if it did happen, it'd be wild, man. Stuff would be wild. From Hearty Momo again. Thank you, Hearty Momo. Sorry, what the hell, HH Etso? Henry was the best striker. You see, this is where we need to understand definitions. There's a difference between striker and footballer. Henry was a better footballer, definitely the better player. Etso was the better striker. What happened in 2006? Final. Yeah, they were down to 2-10 men. What about those chances? Who scored that first clutch goal for Barcelona in 2009? When Henry flopped in that 06 final, who scored for Barcelona when they needed to get a goal? It was Etso. Etso as a striker was insane. Absolutely freaking insane. So there's a difference between being an amazing striker and an amazing player. Henry was a stupendous, incredible football player. He was a freaking genius in the ball, and some of the stuff that he did was insane. So he was a better player in terms of his IQ, his intelligence, his understanding of the game, the different kinds of moves and things he could pull off. He was incredible. Basically, he was the definition of a complete striker that can dribble, that can pass, that can create, that can play make. Hence why those goals and assists in a season is beautiful. But striking is the art of goal scoring and being clutch and coming up when your team needs you. Henry isn't touching Etso as a striker. For that decade, between 2000 and 2010, Etso was the best striker for that decade. So you have to. There's a clear distinction between striker and football player. So, what was you guys saying? From Splashman, HH, who is your top? Why did I click on this, man? I thought it was something different. See, I should have Top 5 bald players of all time. Just a fun question to spice things up. Oh, you bastard. Robin, obviously. Yeah, well, you've got Robin, you've got Zidane. I think Del Piero, did Del Piero go bald at one point? You have to look at Stam. Cambiaso was alright. Veron was alright as well. Ronaldo wasn't bald. He had some hair. He had some hair, so he wasn't really known as bald. What's ball players am I missing? Because Robin, obviously, Zidane, obviously, Stam. You've got Cambiaso. You've got Veron. Keane, Roy Keane. Cannavaro was bald, but he was bald in '06, but he wasn't really known as a bald guy throughout. Pepe. Yaya Toure, yeah. Pepe. Yeah, Yaya Toure. You got to say Yaya. Yaya for sure. Yaya Toure. From Yasser Yaid. No way Henry was a better footballer than Eto'o. No. He was. He was. Was Eto'o a better dribbler than Henry? No. Was Eto'o a better passer than Henry? No. Did Eto'o have a better first touch and better ball control than Henry? No. The proof of Henry's passing and playmaking is in the assist that he had for a season, which Eto'o didn't even come close to. Have you seen how Henry used to get past players and so forth? Have you seen some of the touches that he's had? Henry, he had more attributes and skills to his game as Eto'o. Where Eto'o hasn't beat is striking and the art of goal scoring. But overall, goal scoring, ball control, first touch, balance, football IQ, football intelligence, Henry has Eto'o beat. Henry has Eto'o beat. Again, there's a distinction. Striking and as a football player, those are two different things. They're two different things, man. So, Henry was a freaking player, bro. Henry was a freaking player. All right, what else are you guys saying? From Beata Klumt, man. Thank you for the dub, Beata Klumt. Who are the best racist bowlers besides Suarez and Terry? Beata, thank you for the dub. I don't care for this question. I'm sorry. I am not sitting down and answering a question of, who was a really racist player? And let's see how good he was. Sorry, Beata, man, no, that's it. Sorry. I evoke the thing of not. I'm not answering that question, bro. No. Look, man, guys are wild, man. Guys, I think I've seen it. I've seen it all, man. I think I've seen it all. I thought I saw it all. I think I've seen it all, man. HH, would you rather have Verratti in his prime or Modric in his prime? I'd probably say Verratti in his prime. I respect Modric. I respect all that he's done. I think Verratti just has not been given the proper team. Put Verratti in that Real Madrid team, they win the Champions League every season. Yes, Sergio, I am thinking. Yes, yes. Okay, can a man think? Yes, I'm thinking. Okay, I have a great brain. I'm thinking. Modric is money. Superb, amazing player, and I consider him one of the great midfielders of his generation. Puts Verratti in that Real Madrid team, they win the Champions League every season. I may be wrong. I'm just going out on a limb, but I do have respect, bro. I do have respect for Modric, But look, that's my view. We have to agree to disagree, but I will fight to the end for that view that Verratti is the most talented and the best midfielder of his generation and of the last 10 years. So, Latin, stop snooping around profiles on Instagram, okay? Stop doing so. All right, what else are you guys saying, man? Like, I think people understand that I'm very stubborn. Very few times it takes for me to change my view, man. So, and I don't take drugs, man. From Los Coach, who says, look at Barcelona's next 6 La Liga games. Real Madrid have a better chance of La Liga than Barca. Coach, how did it go to 6 points? How did it go to 6 points? You were ahead by 1 billion points. Superb points. How did it go down to 6 motherfucking points? How? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. But what's it called? If we're being real, if we're being fully real here, this is a 3-horse race. Shouldn't have been a 1-horse race. You should have run away with it, but it is now officially a 3-horse race, man. All right, let's keep this moving, man. Why are United trash despite spending so much money? Kiev Verona will make quarterfinals of the Champions League if they had the amount of money United did. Because United are sentiment merchants. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not a great manager. But anytime he beats Man City or he wins a big game, people think that he's a second coming. So when he beats PSG and he beats Red Bull Leipzig, he's the right man. This is our only son. He's the guy that's going to lead us through to the promised land. And then Red Bull Leipzig say what's up, and they suddenly can't beat roadmen. They just have the wrong manager in charge, Like, there was no excuse for how badly they got outplayed by AC Milan. I don't give a damn whether you have injuries. Milan didn't have Çalhanoğlu or Ibrahimovic, And Milan have no way spent anywhere near as much as United have. But that is the best you can do, and you're playing at the crib. But I think it's just down to the manager, man. I think that they just don't have the best manager who can properly say that's up, man. From Bierto Klumptman, talent-wise, Beyonce, man, it's as if you want to fight me. You want to fight me? You want to fight me? Don't you dare in your life insult Morocco like that. Never in your life put Morocco. Never in your life put Wilshere in the same sentence as Morocco. Don't you dare do that. Don't you dare put Jack Jeremiah Wilshere in the same category as one of the great midfielders of his generation, talent-wise. I told you, give Marco a quality team. He gives you a World Cup and a CL very easily, bro. Very easily. Um, what else you guys saying, man? Imagine if Heinkes stayed at Bayern for at least 3 more seasons past 2013. Could he have won at least one more CL? For sure. For sure. Easily. 14, 15, 16. Bayern were at their peak. You had an amazing Lewandowski. You still had Robin, and you still had the core of that team. Because if Heinkes stays on, at least in one of those 3 seasons, he wins the CL. Put it this way, they win it in 2016. 2014, touch and go. They could have, they could have been the first team to defend their title because made the final in 2012, beat the crap out of everybody in 2013. And in 2014, how good were Real Madrid really in 2014? How good were Atletico really in 2014? Because there was a massive philosophy shift in what Heinkes was doing and in what Pep wanted to do. So if these guys kept the same mindset, same philosophy from 13 on to 14, are you telling me that they don't win that? Because Real Madrid reached their peak in 2017, 2018. Atletico weren't that great. So both of those teams that made the final, a Bayern Munich team under Heinkes would have said, what's up? They would have said, well, what's up? And if Lewandowski was more clutch in 2018, they could have beaten them. They could have beaten Real Madrid in 2018. So I think no, people need to put some more respect on Heinkes' name, man. That guy is a G, man. That guy is a full-on G. All right, what else are you guys saying, man? Watched your vid on Yogilov. Think you're off for Nagelsmann. Young talented manager, not taking a national team job. Flick is the best candidate for Germany. Nagelsmann will slot in at Bayern. Oh no, see, for me, remember, if you looked at the whole video, I then pulled back on it. Because towards the end, I said that, because before I was like, Nagelsmann, but then towards the end of the video, I said, you don't give a young manager a national team job. A national team job requires an old, very experienced manager because the hardest management to do is international management. It is very hard. Very, very hard. Because there is more tact, there's more in-game management needed than in club football management. So, but Flick makes sense. Flick may make sense. But if you're Bayern, you don't want to let's go of Flick. If you're Hansi Flick, bro, that is the zenith. Bayern is great, but there is no greater role than being the manager of your national side. And Flick knows this team in and out because he's worked for several years beside Klinsmann and Jogi Löw. So I think Flick, knowing some of the German guys at Bayern and so forth, I think he would be that would make sense. Just that the reason why I didn't say Flick is because he's doing so well at Bayern, and Bayern would definitely want to keep him. But I wasn't viewing it through his lens because Flick could be like, oh yeah, no, things in Bayern are going great. But it's like, bro, man, this is Germany. And this is my chance to be at the helm of a new German era. So let me usher in Havertz, Sané, Gnabry, all these dudes, and so forth, and really try and win a Euros, because it's been a while since Germany have won the Euros. So win a Euros, and yeah, let's try and see what we can do in 2022, because I think Gnabry, Havertz, Sané, they'll be a pretty good age for that 2022 World Cup. So, but yeah, Flick would make some good sense, man. Yes, Said, man. Thank you for the dub, man. Is Ernesto Valverde underrated? Yes, he is. He is underrated. I told Barcelona fans that be careful what you wish for. Iniesta ain't here anymore. There's no David Villa, there's no someone else, there's no Puyol, there's no Dani Alves. Valverde was simply doing the best he could with the players he had at his disposal. But no! Barca fans wanted tiki-taka. They wanted to play the Barca way. So instead of Valverde, F off. Because it was not Valverde's fault that Barca screwed up that semi-final. Blame it on Coutinho, the Cannibal, and the other trash players who were not able to flip and help out Messi when he most needed them to. So Valverde was a manager who got wrongfully maligned and wrongfully disrespected because he did the best he could with the players that he had. And look at what your boy Saint Etienne did. Kuma now, he's even struggling. So, yeah, man, I think that when Barca fans now look back at Valverde, they'll be like, he wasn't really that bad. And we were arrogant and foolish in believing that, oh no, we are better than him and we deserve something more, man. So, you have to be realistic. From Beato Klumt, man, thank you for the dub. Thank you for the dub, Beato Klumt. What is football's worst transfer than Inter swapping Pielo and Seedorf for Giuli and Francesco Coco from Milan? I'm an Inter fan, still baffled today. The worst one is the Ibra Eto swap. That is the worst transfer deal of all time. Because Eto was one of the best strikers in the world who just scored a goal in the final. And he swapped him for a guy who has never shown up in a CL final. And when that happened, they obviously were not able. So when that happened, Ibra was not able to function for Barcelona. Oh, what did Eto do? Oh, yeah. Treble? The only player to win back-to-back trebles? Yeah, it was him. Scored the crucial goal against Chelsea. So that was the dumbest deal I've ever seen. Worst deal I've ever seen. And I think as good as Pep Guardiola is and so forth, I think the biggest blemish on his legacy, apart from screwing off with Bayern in those 3 years, is how he swapped Eto for Ibrahimovic. Like, why? First of all, why would you let your best striker go, and why would you swap him for an inferior player? Worst deal, man. That deal was freaking bogus, man. Shout out to your boy Fortuno Chibiri. Shout out to your boy Fortuno Chibiri. Thank you for the dub. Thank you for the dub. Thank you for the dub. Where was Machine during Cristiano's disaster class versus Porto? I kept telling people that this dude does nothing if he's not scoring. All the guy did was try to win 2 penalties. All he tried to do was try to win penalties. Cristiano fanboys are so brainless. They're not football fans. They're a cult. They're a cult of people. And this is what I keep saying about people. And eventually you will listen to me. Eventually you will take heed and you will listen to me. Cristiano is a very good goal scorer. Damn good. That is all that he does. You don't watch Cristiano to be entertained. Cristiano is not an entertaining player. He's not an exciting player to watch. There is nothing exciting about him. He's a poacher. He's just there to score goals, which is all fair and good. But Mario Yardel was a high-tech goal scorer. Van Nistelrooy was a high-tech goal scorer. People say, oh, well, goals winning games. Yeah, that's all well and good. Why is Maradona considered one of the greatest players of all time? It's because of his goal scoring. Why is Ronaldinho considered one of the best players of all time? How many goals did Ronaldinho score? It's about how you play the game, what you do over 90 minutes in the game. And the disaster class of Cristiano was incredible. It was a sight to behold because I'm like, all this guy did over 2 legs was try to win penalties, and he just laid the ball for Chiesa where Chiesa has to still do all the work to put the ball in the top corner from a standing position. People say, oh, the assist to Chiesa. All he did was control the ball and just say, hey, Chiesa, take. But Chiesa still has to be like, thanks, but I need to now, from a standing position with the ball static, put the ball into the freaking top corner in a static position. Great goal scorer. I admire Cristiano for what he's done in the game and so forth, but he is one of the worst players to watch. Like there is literally no, because he doesn't dribble, he doesn't do anything exciting. He's not a great passer. He's not creative. He doesn't have a great football IQ. So he just goes around hoping to get a goal, which is key and it's important to have. But for me, like, he's not a guy that I rush to go and watch. But I respect his achievements. But the Cristiano fanboys just need to freaking chill, man. Dennis Boer, man, thank you for the dub. Thank you for the dub. Thank you for the dub, man. Arsenal giving Van Persie to Manchester United. No. Do you know why I say no? They didn't give it. Yes or no? The reason why I say no is Arsenal wanted to keep Van Persie, but Van Persie wanted to force a move. So Arsenal were not willing giving Van Persie away. They wanted him to stay, but Van Persie was like, no, I need to leave because you guys are not moving in the right direction. Because he went to Wenger and said, yo, Wenger, what transfers are we making? And Wenger took it as an insult that his captain was questioning the transfer policy of the club. So that was just much more of a case of a dude wanted to leave. Pep Barcelona knowingly wanting to sell Eto. Eto didn't want to go. But what makes it bad is that, okay, let him go. To your rivals? And then he ended up being top scorer and winning them the league. It's like, yeah, why? There should be the thing that say, okay, you can go anywhere you want. You can't go to our title rivals. So that in itself is mad. Oh, I think I need to let me swap things, man. Bear with me. Let me swap things. My camera just shut down. Oh, 1 second, guys. Your boy will be back. My boy back. I told you my camera ran on the batteries, man. So, all right. Let me get my camera back on. Okay, why is this thing not freaking working, man? All right, 1 second, man. I need to bring my camera back online. Okay, 1 second, I'll be back. 1 second, guys, 1 second. All right, we're back. We're back. Yo, we're back. Yeah, I just had to change up my camera. My camera ran out of batteries, bro. So, from your boy, Dennis Boss, so he said, yes. How did you give your best player to your rivals? How? like that makes no sense. Like, how do you give your best player to your rivals? That's wild. So for me, that's just one of those things that just for me was completely wild. Completely and totally wild how you gave your best player to your rivals, man. But I still say that the S1 was worse, man. The S1 was worse, man. Oh gosh, Latin Rosario. Look at the moment I leave, Latin tries to start a freaking mutiny, man. Latin, screw you, bro. And Latin, wait, Latin, where's my cash? Latin, PayPal me half of your earnings. All right, I'm own half of your earnings. PayPal me half of your earnings, man. Sturkis, Champions League quarterfinal draw predictions. HH Liverpool number 7 coming. Guys, man, Liverpool are going to go for it. Liverpool are going for it, and guys, that can be a story. I see that story. Liverpool finish 10th. They win the freaking Champions League. You know, I've got a funny feeling about Liverpool Dortmund. I hope we don't get PSG Bayern. If Real take care of Atalanta, we could get Real PSG. We could get Real PSG. It'd be interesting to see. What will be interesting is who do FC Porto get? Because I think that if you're FC Porto, you want Dortmund. And FC Porto can beat Dortmund. If FC Porto gets Dortmund, FC Porto are like, oh my gosh, we can make the semis. Because as Porto Dortmund is 50-50. Maybe, no, Porto is 51-49 for Dortmund because they've got Erling Haaland. But I'll call it 51-49 because Dortmund's... Sevilla almost came back. Because I think if Porto gets anyone else, I don't think they'll go through because Juve are just a whole different level of bad. But yeah, Liverpool, I think I see you guys getting... I see you guys getting Dortmund. I just see that happening. I don't want all Premier League affair, man. Let's just have different teams, man. But Abdullahi, who has strange sources. I don't know where his sources are, but he has these amazing sources of information. Abdullahi gave me, say, oh, these are the Champions League predictions. Like, excuse me? And these Champions League predictions that Abdullahi gave me from some unknown source, I think it showed PSG would face Liverpool. Guess who he showed Chelsea or Atletico getting? Guess. Just guess. I think you will know. Just guess which team, that Chelsea or Atletico could face. Guess. I think it's. I'll give you a clue. It begins with a B, and they wear red. That's the only clue that I'll give you. It begins with a B, and they wear red, and they also involve themselves in war crimes. So, I dare UEFA to make that draw, man. From Rossoneri, man. Thank you for the dub, Rossoneri. Thank you for the dub. Messi is a choker stat pad in a Liga just to choke. Okay, that's harsh. That is harsh. But Messi chokes that penalty, man. And the worst thing is, you did the hard part, which is scoring goal of the season so far. Until I see something better, that is goal of the season. Because I've seen that goal about 6-7 more times. That goal was stupid. That goal was stupid. So you did the hard part, scoring that crazy goal. The easy part is, bro, just put the ball either side. Easy dub. Went for power, didn't get it in the corner. Because I mean, we'll discuss more like on Saturday. If Messi scores that penalty, we have a different game. Like I'll keep it real with you. If Messi scores that penalty, we have a totally different game. We have a totally, completely different game, man. If Messi scores that penalty, man. Um, but yeah, man, he screwed that up, man, big time. He screwed that up, big time, big time. Wow, Jesus. What was Zidane and Dino doing at age 36? I think Dino was partying and enjoying his life, and R9 was, I think, partying and also forming up his company. I tell you what, they weren't doing. They weren't trying to dive to win penalties. That's what they weren't doing. At 36, they weren't trying to dive to win penalties. So, yeah, I don't really know what you want to say about that, man. So it's keeping it in a stack. But I love Cristiano, bro. I love him a lot, man. I love him. Marco had a chance to go to a top club and prove himself his whole career. 2017 Barca, staying in Uber Eats like a bum is a big stain on his record. First of all, I think that's quite harsh and quite rude and quite offensive to call him a bum and talk about how it's a big stain on his record. What if he wins the Champions League? And I think Marco knows, because I spoke to him last night. I said, look, Marco, a lot of people have insulted you. They've abused you. And they don't see you for what you're about. I told Marco that you have to win the CL. And Marco was like, why? I can prove myself. I said, Marco, relax. Marco, I know you're that dude, but Marco, the streets talk. Marco says, I don't care about the streets. I said, Marco, you have to care about the streets, because the streets form the footballing opinion. So we had like a 5-hour discussion about stuff. But Marco said, okay, look, I'll try. So yeah. I told Marco that you need to deliver to these naysayers the CL, similar to what Lewandowski did. Because people said, no, I'm not going to give Lewandowski the dub until he wins a CL. The moment he won that CL, Benzema, Cannibal, all that talk was finished, man. So hopefully, but I mean, guys, do you know how many narratives I've got riding on? Because if PSG win, that's a Mbappe narrative, that's a Marco narrative, that's a Neymar. I've got three. Now I've got three narratives in the PSG thing. So my current narratives are Mbappe. If he wins the CL, going to World Cup as well. Messi, Cristiano fans beware. Pep narrative. Can't win the Champions League without Messi. Mourinho narrative for him to win a trophy. Chelsea narrative. Don't you dare allow Chelsea anywhere near that trophy. Please don't. I'm begging you. Don't you dare allow Chelsea anywhere near that trophy. That's the worst narrative. Like, let me see. That's the narrative that will lead people to hate me. Trust me. Like, I will lose at least 4,000 subscribers because I'll become a dickhead. I'll be a dickhead if they touch that trophy. So maybe they won't, man. Maybe they won't, man. Hartimomo, thank you for the dub. Thank you for the dub, Hartimomo. Hearty Momo. That's I find highly offensive. Highly offensive and very rude. And you should think long and hard before quoting such arrant filth. Because that is a filthy, disgusting statement to put forth. And you should feel ashamed of yourself. You should generally feel ashamed of yourself, because us as a football community talking about football and so forth, to put a generational talent like Marco in the same sentence as a basement level dweller who's an alcoholic, who is an alcoholic, I think is quite frankly disgusting. And I feel that you should feel ashamed of yourself for saying that. And the quicker we move on, the better. Coach, here's the thing, which is why I have to chill and relax, because I feel that whenever one of my narratives come through, the football world comes against me and tries to counteract me. So that's why I have to always chill, because I am frightened as to what I will do if Chelsea get near that trophy. But coach, I'll be real with you. If you guys go through on Wednesday, I might have to start breaking things. Because Chelsea have a great chance. And I refuse to accept Chelsea's road ends here. I refuse. Because I need to clown you. Listen, you guys spend all the time clowning me. And I accept it. But it's only fair that I clown you guys. And for me, hence why one of my narratives have to come through. Because life has to balance. You've clowned me more than I've clowned you guys. So I need a narrative to pop off. So it's only fair that either Chelsea win that CL or PSG win that CL. So that I can have a narrative come through. I can clown you guys. That's only fair. It's only fair. Because you guys have clowned me way too much. Way too much. From my boy Dennis Bowman. Didn't Drinkwater fight a 16-year-old? I don't know whether the person was 16 in Dennis, but what I do know that he was drunk. He got himself in a fight, and then since then he's not played any football since. But Danny Drinkwater is from the basement. He's from the basement, you know. So I don't give a crap who he fought and how old the person was. All I know is that he could have fought a freaking chimp or a freaking cactus for all I care. All he's known for is getting into a fight and being an alcoholic. Don't you dare put him in any category with any professional football player, let alone a generational talent. From Fortune Ochibiri, man, thank you for the dub, man. Thank you for the dub. I will never forgive Cristiano for taking a top 5 player of all time's name every time I Google Ronaldo. I have to see this fraud over the real Ronaldo. When I was doing that, my background and stuff, I typed in Ronaldo jersey, Ronaldo 9 jersey. First of all, even me having to post Ronaldo 9, Ronaldo Brazil, it sickens me. It sickens me. But what really annoys me is that, okay, I'm going to go, okay, fine. Ronaldo 9 jersey, Ronaldo Brazil jersey. And I still see pictures of this dude. So much so that even when I do titles, I try and put Cristiano in there. I cannot. I rarely. If you think about it, I rarely call him Ronaldo. I rarely call him Ronaldo. I either call him Cristiano, Cristina, Listiano, or Cristiano Ronaldo. That name Ronaldo is trademarked. That name Ronaldo is of a horseman and of excellence. And it annoys me that this guy, he has sold that freaking name. Because what that name meant was the phenomenon, El Fenomeno, one of the most skilled football players in history. In my opinion, in my view, the best football player that has ever played. The best football player that I've ever seen in my life is Ronaldo. Then comes this freaking dude. You steal a dude's name, and you now make that name synonymous with underwear, plucked eyebrows, and penalties. What narrative do you have in relation to Bayern? Tell me, please. I'm a Bayern fan. Here's the narrative. This is the Bayern narrative that I have. If Bayern pimp slap, prenatal engineer, and colonize and deconstruct their way to a back-to-back CL, we need to have a conversation about them being one of the great CL teams. When Real Madrid did the three-peat, they just beat guys. They didn't disrespect guys. They just beat guys. If Bayern 4-0, 5-1, 6-1, 4-0, 3-0 their way to another CL, we're going to have a very different conversation as to who is the best CL team. Because Real can still say, oh, no, we did it three times. Yeah, you did it, but there's also a thing of how you did it. Because Bayern beat the crap out of guys last season. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. They beat, and Lewandowski was so close to breaking the goal scoring record. So my thing is that I'm watching very closely to see how these guys go about winning and defending their title, man. It's going to be very interesting. YSK Jackson, thank you for the dub, man. Thank you for the dub, man. Thank you for the dub. Hashtag the best football analyst. Yeah, I mean. Hashtag eye test for life. Yeah, I mean. So you see, the eye test is undefeated. It's undefeated. You kids, keep your who scores. Keep your transfer markets. At the end of the day, what always wins is you sit down with your meal, with your drink, and you watch that football match, unfold. You can never beat that. You can never beat the thing of watching that football match unfold and then saying what's up 3, man. That is always the key way to roll, man. Here's the thing. If you never watched Ronaldo, you'll never get it. Hence why it goes back to the whole thing of the eye test. Scoring 100 goals when I was growing up, it didn't mean anything. That didn't mean anything. What was about is, man, we are rushing to the place because we want to see Ronaldo. People rush to see Ronaldo play because that's why he was called phenomenal. The reason why he was such a phenomenon was that, man, do you know how good this guy is? So you'd watch Ronaldo and you'd go and see, bro, let's try and do that skill. So you know that skill that he does where he'll put his foot over the ball. Let's say he'll put his foot over the ball with his right leg. As the ball is moving, then he'll then move the left leg over and then keep moving. So the guy thinks that he's with the left leg. So right leg, rolling over the ball, left leg over the ball, and then move over with the right leg. We saw that. We're like, man, we rush to the garden or we rush to the pitch and we try and mimic that. So many things that he did, so many moves that he did, like, wow. And how defenders were fearful of him. Like, that was the excitement, because the excitement was you'd watch a guy play and the next thing you want to put on your boots and play. Ronaldinho. The beauty of Dino is he's a guy that once he is the kind that sort of gives you that impetus to go out and want to actually mimic him. What's there to mimic in a Cristiano? So for me, it is what it is. It's a generational thing. But you have to watch him. So if you didn't grow up watching Ronaldo, I can understand how you say, "Oh, who is this Ronaldo dude?" And everything, man. So yeah, Better clubs. I might unsub when Mourinho wins Spurs a big trophy, and I would advise you to. But Beata, you should probably unsub and delete me from all memory if either PSG win the CL or Chelsea win the CL. If that happens, I would advise you to unsub and delete me for all memory because I'll be a dick. I'll be a dick. Hence why I think that I don't see either PSG or Chelsea winning the CL. There's no chance because I don't think the football gods will allow me to operate if those guys win it. So it is what it is, you know. All right, man. Oh Lord. You know what? Tell you, man. If Hazard says what's up, because I have never taken more of a beating than I have over Hazard. That's the worst beating I've ever taken over a specific take. So Hazard doing anything is just frustration. Hence why whenever Hazard does anything, I go insane because there's so much frustration that's building up inside of me. So if Hazard, I think I may cry. I might just cry because he's been so beaten down. I've been so beaten down. I've been so abused, insulted, mocked that if Hazard somehow, through a miracle, reignites himself, bro, I may just cry. And I'll just go mad. I'll just go mad, you know. There's a narrative. If Liverpool end up like 6th, 7th, 8th, and they manage to win this without Van Dijk, Gomez, or Matip, and he wins a CL with a backline of Nat and Johnny Cage's cousin Kabak, we're going to have to talk about Klopp as a manager in terms of Dodd. Because yes, he has attack line and so forth, but based on how they have been beaten up in the Premier League and trashed in the Premier League, if this guy, because for them to win it, they've got to go through either Bayern or PSG. I have no idea how this Liverpool team beats Bayern or PSG. I have no idea. A full strength PSG and a Bayern at any strength. I have no idea. But if he does it, oof, we're having a very different conversation. Have a different conversation. Yes, Said. There are two certainties in life: death, some may say taxes, and there is no chance in hell of me ever viewing Cristiano as a real Ronaldo. There is a greater likelihood of aliens landing on Earth tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. sharp than there is of me ever calling Cristiano Ronaldo or the real Ronaldo. There is a minus 68% chance of that happening. So they're just some things that will never happen. You know, I will always appreciate him for what he does, appreciate his accolades, and appreciate what he's done in goal scoring. I will never ever see him as a quality player. It will never happen. It will never happen. Um, oh gosh, what narratives for these guys, man? Guys, I have a lot of narratives, but not too many. Um, Brazil to win the 2022 World Cup. Um, I don't know. Brazil is Brazil. And I think if they have Neymar, there's always a chance. But to win it, I don't know. You know, that's a tall order. You know, that's a real tall order to try and see whether those guys can win it, man. Um, I just don't think they've got the squad and the team. Because whenever Brazil has won it, they've had two or three like snipers. They've only got one sniper in Neymar. They don't have any other snipers. Coutinho is not a sniper. Jesus is not a sniper. Richarlison is not a sniper. Firmino is not a sniper. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. It's your boy Splash, man. Smash that like button, like and subscribe. Smash that like button, like and subscribe. Smash that like button, like and subscribe. And remember, guys, if you want to support your boy H, support your boy Half Hope, you can donate via PayPal. My PayPal link is in the description box below. My PayPal link is in the description box below, man. If you are happy, you enjoy the content crack that your boy is giving you, man, feel free to donate to your boy, donate to the Football Hut, donate to this fraternity via the PayPal link in the description box below. You know, in the description box below, man. Donate to your boy. So, what would you do if Cristiano wins the World Cup? Well, as I said, I hope that doesn't happen. Because an important narrative I find here is anytime anyone calls him the GOAT, I always say that he's never won a World Cup and has never scored in a World Cup knockout game. So I need that for my narrative. If he wins the World Cup, my hope is that I would have made enough money through doing this and my part-time job that you just won't see me again, because the Football Hut can't function with him winning the World Cup. You know, a lot of the basis of my narratives and the thing of it is the fact that he's never won the World Cup. So if he wins the World Cup, I just don't know how I can continue doing this. You know, because it will be too difficult to carry this on. You know, it'll be too hard, man. YSK Jackson, thank you for the dub, man. Thank you for the dub, man. Thank you for the dub. HH, when Cristiano wins the Euros and World Cup, we will resurrect your whole image to LL. YSK Jackson, let me repeat myself again. If he wins these Euros, shit, that's a good dub. If he wins that World Cup, YSK Jackson, you won't see me. You won't be able to find me, because I wouldn't be able to do this with a straight face. Because there is only so much clowning I can withstand. And if he wins that thingy, like, I just don't know what I'll be able to, I wouldn't be able to move forward, you know. So I just hope and pray that doesn't happen, man. I hope and pray that doesn't happen. It needs to be. I know it needs to be all updated. It needs to be updated because Griezmann right now. See, Griezmann keeps on flirting, but Griezmann right now he's under review, so it needs to be updated. But the moment right now, I'll put Griezmann under review. Okay, Griezmann is entering into the under review panel. Don't worry, he's entering under review. Miguel Rabines, thank you for the dub. Miguel Rabines, thank you for the dub, man. Would you rather Cristiano win the wall? Bro, that is Jesus. That is crazy. That is crazy because I live in England. I live in England. If Mount wins it and he scores, I'm going to have to leave England. There is no way I can live in England with Mount scoring the World Cup winning goal. It's crazy enough if England were to win the World Cup and you live here. But Mount, bro. But you know what? As tough it would be, I would rather the Mount thing. My entire narrative and so forth is based off Cristiano never being a World Cup winner. That's my thing. So no matter what anyone says, that is the joker I always have in my pocket. That you can say anything you want about Cristiano. You can say he scored 800 goals, 1,000 goals. You can't call yourself the GOAT if you've never won the World Cup. So it's such a beautiful rebuttal. It's such a beautiful throwback that I love it. I love using it. And guys hate me for it because I'm this itch that you can't get rid of. People say, oh, Christian this. So anytime Christian does something amazing, I just come out with that tweet. I'm like, Christian has scored a hat trick. He's done amazing. No World Cup, never scored in a World Cup knockout game. And nobody can say it because I'm right. I'm right. So it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Joker thing to have, man. HH, you're a sad person. To a degree, yes. You could argue with that. You know, I am. You could argue that it's a bit sad, but but my sadness is based off in truth. And people can say, "Yo, HH, stop being so sad and stop holding on to these particular things." I am what I am, and I don't, and and you have to just accept me for who I am. You have to just accept me for who I am. That there are certain things that I need to happen, and there's certain things that I can't allow to happen. But I think for Cristiano, I just took it personally. Him taking Ronaldo's name, that was just personal. That I took that personally, man. YSK Jackson, all jokes aside, that political side is money. It is. Leao, I just realized that Leao from Milan is Portuguese. That's Stefano Oliveira guy from FC Porto looks money as well. Bruno Diaz, João Felix, of course you have Cristiano, Ruben Neves, Bruno Fernandes, William Carvalho, Rafael Guerrero, Andre Silva. The squad they have is insane. It's freaking insane. So it's all down to Fernando Santos to try to make it work. To make it work. From Bad Meets Evil, highest level you have played at. So here's the thing. So I used to live in Switzerland, in Geneva, and there was this thing that we used to go to. This was when I was 10 years old. So this has been from 10 till 12. I used to live in Geneva, and we used to just me and my friend, we went to this tournament called Tribune de Genève, which is like a newspaper which just did like a thing for players to come and play and then sort of. But I remember we played, because me and my friend were trying to get to play for Servette, because Servette is the biggest club in Switzerland. And when I left, they actually sent a letter to me because they wanted to do an exhibition game for, I think, 11-year-olds. So for 10 to 11-year-olds, they wanted to do the exhibition game, and I was chosen to play for Servette in this exhibition game for 10 to 11-year-olds, man. But it happened when I left. So, that could have been. But since then, I messed up my ankle, messed up my leg. I used to get cramps in my calf muscles. So way too many injuries. So yeah, I just like regular school level, second team, third team, first team, second team, first team, second team, third team. But then as I went on, too many injuries. So I just, focus on playing like indoor football, street football, or just football before. So because before, like I had amazing stamina. So I was like a box to box guy. But this is when I was like 10 to 12. But then with injuries and so forth, my stamina was brick, man. My stamina was full on brick. Um, so HH was a Nigerian Jack Wilshere. um, oh, what's his first name? So it's not Bruno Diaz. What's his first name then? Um, do you think we're getting to the end of the Messi Ronaldo dominance? Naturally, yes. Of course we are. Like we are. Like they are nearing their late 30s now. Although I still believe that Messi can still give a quality team 2 to 3 good years. If Messi is smart, he should either join the City or PSG. For Cristiano, I still think he can give you a few goals here and there, but it does feel as if it's a carry job. I think if Cristiano is smart, he needs to move. If Juve don't heavily invest in players, Cristiano needs to just join either a top tier team or he should go to the MLS. I think an MLS would be a great move for Cristiano, based on just his image, how he can sell himself. I think if he moved to the MLS, I think that would be great. He doesn't have to stress himself in the in Europe. So from Wansky Jackson, man, thank you for the dub. Thank you for the dub. Did Cristiano pump your crush back in the day? No, he did not. My crush was much older than I was, so I never really stood a chance at. She was essentially like 3 years older than me. Or he just jealous. Your hair went a bit before his. I'm proud of my bald head, so I'm not jealous about that. I only ask because his beef seems deeper than football. It's simple. First of all, you took Ronaldo's name. And I get pissed off whenever I Google Ronaldo and instead I've got to see images of Cristiano. Second thing is his fan base. People call him the GOAT when he's never won the World Cup. And I find that annoying. Third thing is people calling him the real Ronaldo and then crapping on the actual real Ronaldo. I take that personally. So, and I think that he is a bad image for football. Him being even in the GOAT conversation when all he offers is goal scoring, I think is bad for football. If we have a goal scoring discussion, he should definitely be in there. But if we're talking about overall football, I don't want to be anywhere near that conversation. So just keeping it a stack, man. But I don't hate him. I love him, man. I love the dude. From Yasin's side, look at the Portugal team. It's very good. It's damn good. It's damn good. Hence why they have a great chance to win the 22 World Cup. I'm a huge fan of João Felix. I'm a huge fan of Diaz. Ruben Neves is a quality player. William Carvalho, I feel, is one of the most underrated players out there. Very underrated player. They have it because their golden generation was 2000. So João Pinto, Sao Pinto, Luis Figo, Rui Costa, I think even Sergio Conceição was there as well. That was their golden generation, which was an amazing team. This is the best pool of players that they've ever had. I don't think that 2000 team were as strong or as deep a squad as these guys. So, bro, they will be one of the. For me, when you're now looking at the Euros now, it's France and Portugal. Those are the two strongest teams. Belgium missed their boat. They missed their boats. It's for me, Germany. The team is very young, and most of the old heads have gone. England, it's a young team with a break manager. Netherlands, the talent in there. Italy are outsiders. So the clear favorites in terms of players who they have that can do damage is Portugal and France. But for Portugal, the main aim is Fernando Santos. Will the pragmatism not make best use of the attacking talents they have? Because back in 2016, they didn't have Bruno Fernandes. They didn't have João Felix. And it would be a pretty crazy team if Portugal could figure out a way of having Bruno Fernandes, João Felix, obviously Cristiano, and all these guys in the team at the same time. From Ibrahim, man, thank you for the dub, Ibrahim. Have reality. Cristiano is an excellent player for 36. Don't you watch his in-game actions? Heading, shooting, physical, speed, and great dribbling. I can't remember the last time he dribbled. His speed isn't a skill. Physicality isn't a skill. He's an excellent shot of the ball, excellent header. So heading and shooting, those are all goal-scoring attributes, which I say he's amazing at goal-scoring attributes. Over 90 minutes, he's not exciting. He doesn't excite me as a player over 90 minutes. It's as simple as that. What is he doing at 36? Ibrahimovic is doing at age 38 in the same league. So for me, I don't give a damn how old he is. All I care about is how good of a player are you. I don't care about, oh, this is good for 36. This is good. I don't give a crap about that. Is, are you good or are you not good? That's all that matters, you know. So, all right, what's that saying, man? Thoughts on Leroy Sané at Bayern right now? I think he's definitely improving and he'll be key for Bayern in the CL. Just on Leroy Sané at Bayern right now. Shaky start has been a bit uneven, but once this kid finds his feet, Bayern look dangerous. I mean, Bayern just have so many weapons. Like you look at that game against Lazio, where the guy totally, completely bamboozled the freaking defender. Look at the I think it was the goal for Lewandowski where I think it was Schultz that he destroyed Schultz, completely sold it for a bag of peanuts, and then put the ball across to Lewandowski, bro. If they can just get Sané consistent and quality, Bayern are frightening. Bayern are frightening because if a firepower of Lewandowski, Sané, Coman, Gnabry, Mola, Goretzka, but I still believe someone will take them out. Someone will. I don't know who will, but I believe someone can take them out. Someone can stand up to the big bully that is Bayern. Someone will take them out. Be real, HH. If Cristiano played for London Blues, call him Chelsea, you'd have his entire underwear collection and have his cologne on 24/7. I'll keep it real with you. If he played for Chelsea and delivered for Chelsea, I would give him that dub. But I still wouldn't call him the GOAT. Drogba is my guy. I don't call Drogba the GOAT. Hazard, there's no bigger fan of Hazard than me. I don't call Hazard the GOAT. I will give you the dub if you play for a team I'm with, but I've always got to give you that football wasabi. I've always got to give you that football reality, bro. So, it's not a, put it this way, I dare Bayern Munich to pimp slap their way to another CL. I dare them. No way in hell. I dare Bayern Munich to bitch slap everybody away to another CL. And I dare them to allow Lewandowski to run ragged over everyone's ass for another CL. I dare them. Go ahead, do it. Do it. I dare you. I dare you, man. You know? I dare you, flipping dudes, man. Have Man City ever made it to the CL final? Oh, I can't hear you. Have Man City ever made it to a CL final? So let them first make a final before we even talk about them doing a quadruple. If they've never made a freaking final, then what? You know? Um, because Pep knows that a lap stream is just around the corner. He knows a lap stream is always around the corner. And knows that every year that he fails, specifically, every year he doesn't make a final, he knows that there's a post-match stream with a meal waiting for him, where a bare-chested, sexy Nigerian is going to have a 2-hour breakdown, possibly 3. So Pep, man, you know what happens if you mess up. Post-match stream with a meal and a drink always awaits. And this is what I've always said as well. Pep, it is on. I would not advise you to go for the quadruple. The best chance of you winning the Champions League is you sacrificing a trophy in England and putting your focus in the CL. Because, tell you this right now, that is a narrative that I don't want to even talk about. If Pep wins a quadruple, Natsa is banned indefinitely from all hangouts. If he wins a quadruple, that's a narrative that I don't think I'll be prepared to comment on. So yeah, because Mourinho is still over Pep. Because Mourinho has won 2 sales with 2 different teams, so Mourinho is still over Pep. But if he wins with Man City and it's a quadruple, very, very, very worrying indeed. Very, very worrying indeed, man. All right, guys, man. 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes and your boy will be out of here, man. 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes, guys. Send me your best cues, man. Send me your best cues. Latsa, go to bed. Latsa, go to bed. Latsa, well, I'll see you on Sunday, all right? I'll see you on Sunday. Okay, go to bed. Go to bed, Latsa. Please go to bed. What do you think of the metric of XG? Bullcrap. Complete and utter bullcrap. What the heck does that mean? Expected goals. What the hell does expected goals mean? So I think I don't get so wrapped up in all of this stat stuff and everything. When people start saying XG, I'm like, shut up, man. Shut up. Watch the games. Watch the matches that the guys played and use your own intuition as to what you think he will do in the next game. You can't predict the freaking future. You can't predict what would happen. But expected goals, man, heck out of here, man. Expect XG. XG my ass, bro. Yes, aside, bro. Thank you for the dub. If Bayern do what you dare, is that the end of the CL? Yes, aside. If, first of all, Europe still hasn't answered to what Real Madrid did, because I warned Europe, don't you dare let them win this 3 times in a row. Okay, they defend, it's cool. You let one team win the Champions League 3 times in a row. So Europe still needs to answer for that. If they allow Bayern to bamboozle and pimp slap their way to another freaking CL, yeah, we're gonna have to have a conversation. We're gonna have to have a very serious conversation. We're gonna have to have a very, very serious conversation, man. So that's the thing, man. It's a conversation that guys will have to have, man. Haaland, shout out to your boy Natsa. Unfortunate hangout member. I'm still thinking of how I can have him banned. That's, by the way, you will be banned. You will be banned if Pep wins a quadruple. Just wants you to give you a heads up. If Pep wins a thingy, you're banned from the Hangouts indefinitely. Haaland looking like he's likely going to Barca, opinion. Says who? According to whom? Who are your sources? Who are the hell your sources? If Haaland moves to Barcelona, that is the big dub that I said Laporta needs. Because if you're telling me a front line of Haaland, Fati, we got Pedri, Ricky Puig, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. If these quarterfinal matchups happen, who wins? City v Atletico. That's a tough one, but I think City will edge it. PSG Porto, PSG. Real Dortmund, Real. Bayern Liverpool, Bayern. But I think the closest one there will definitely be the City versus Atletico. That one is touch and go. Touch and go. David Kuti, thank you for the dub, bro. Thank you for the dub. Buffon or Ibra, who has the worst CL career? Ibrahimovic. He never made a final. So it's very simple. At least Buffon got to a final. Ibra, you never made a final, which is why your whole career is about you forming a PR team. Because if you want to be very real, Ibra has to be one of the biggest underachievers in football history. Think about it. At your peak, you played for Inter Milan, AC Milan, Juventus, Barcelona, and you never made a Champions League. First of all, you should at least win one Champions League. If you're at your peak and you're playing for all of those clubs, you played for all of those clubs and you never managed to take them to a Champions League final. It was so bad. The very season you left Inter Milan, they not only made the final, they won the dang on thing, man. And they won the 3 and the treble. If you want to be really real, man, Ibrahimovic's career is a bit sketchy. I know we love him and he talks so much and he talks big and everything. His career is a bit sketchy. He talks a big game. He's great at promoting himself. If we ignore that and we just focus on the football, he's moving a bit funny, bro. He's moving a bit funny, man. From YSK Jackson, man. Thank you for the dub, man. Thank you for the dub, YSK Jackson. I can't wait to see Mount lift the CL this season. YSK Jackson, why are you doing this? Leave me and my jinx alone. Guys, we start at 1 p.m. on Wednesday on Twitch. 1 p.m. on Wednesday, we start the pre-game talk. Hopefully, I'll get up like and so forth. So 1 p.m., we start our pre-game talk. Then we do that all the way till 7 p.m. 7 p.m., we do the pre-match thing on YouTube. Then we come back on Twitch. So, guys, the build-up starts at 1. So it's going to be like a 6-hour build-up. We start our build-up at 1 p.m. We start our build-up at 1 p.m. and we go into the key thing. So YSK Jackson, leave your jinx ass alone. Let me worry about the jinx come Tuesday. Okay? Let me worry about that jinx come Tuesday. You leave that thingy alone, man. All right? Thank you, man. Bet. Jonas, man, thank you for the dub, man. Thank you for the dub, man. Thank you for the dub, man. Your support, very much obliged, man. Jonas, man. Thank you, man. The GOATs, man. Warners, Wilbeck, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Should the English referees be snubbed for the Euros in the summer? Yes. Personally, I hope so. Hopefully for the World Cup next year again, just like in 2018. Yes. Graham Paul. I believe his name is Graham Paul. Let me check. I need to make sure of this guy's name. Graham Poll. Yes. 2006 World Cup. Graham Poll gave a Croatian player 3 yellow cards. You hear what I said? In a World Cup, Graham Poll gave a Croatian player 3 yellow cards. So he didn't send him off. Luckily, it didn't really affect the course of the game. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the stuff is. English referees just aren't very good. The best referees you get are either Italians. I think it's called Rizzi or something. Either Italians or Germans. Those form the best. I think normally the best country that normally produce the best referees are Italians. They're normally the best. Like Colina was the main dude, and I've forgotten his name. There's an Italian guy who he's like the main guy who has done a few finals. I just think that's because my thing about this is that this isn't a thing of people are just hating on England. Premier League teams, Premier League fans are complaining about the refs. Premier League fans say these referees are garbage. So it's not about people are hating on England. English people themselves are saying, why are these referees such bricks? You can't view a freaking VAR screen. Your decision making makes no freaking sense. The kinds of decisions you make are baffling. You can't handle games in a proper context. You can't gain control of games. I think that they should, because again, probably the top English referee is Michael Oliver. How good is that guy really, And this just thing my thing that this has happened for so long, because we said, 2018. Just think about this, and this just maybe like the arrogance of England. Do you know what it means where for an entire World Cup, and this is the Premier League, the biggest league in the world, not a single referee from the Premier League was invited to referee at the World Cup? If that happens, shouldn't the main thing be like, my gosh, we have to train. We have to totally go back into training. But 2020, 2021, we are seeing a dude viewing a VAR and he can't even view the freaking VAR properly. One thing happened where you're blowing your whistle for a guy to take a free kick, but as the ball enters the net, you blow the whistle again, and you're confused as to whether to give the goal. It's because, and that's why, you can't have that in high stakes, especially for a World Cup or a Champions League. You cannot have a bad referee. You cannot have a bad referee, because imagine if you bring in an English. Imagine you bring in a referee, PSG against Bayern, and then he gives Marquinhos 3 yellow cards and doesn't send him off, and PSG win the game. So yeah, man. Unless those referees improve, don't allow them anywhere near any major tournaments, man. No way. YSK Jackson, man, thank you for the dub, man. Thank you for the dub. Conceive, believe, achieve. London Blues will do it. YSK Jackson, I'll remind you again. Can you not mention Chelsea or London Blues? On Wednesday, I will deal with that jinx alone. YSK Jackson, keep your mouth shut. Keep your lips shut. Say not a word. And I will deal with this thing in my own way, man. Thank you, man. Please. So from also Spanish referee, because the same thing in the Spanish. Yeah, let's be fair before I go to that, because I think AM just made the comments. Spanish referees as well, not good. But see, English Spanish referees are very bad. So those two, English referees, Spanish referees, those two, not good at all. Not good at all. There's actually an American ref who's pretty good. The American referee is pretty good. And because I think there's some black referees, there's a Cameroonian referee who's really good. There's a Cameroonian referee who is really, really good. I think he's quite tall and slim, bald. Because, see, before it comes to Hodari's thing, think about a ref. What made Colina good? What made Colina good was he had the respect of the players. First of all, he didn't make any dumb mistakes. Any decision he made, he made it. He was not indecisive, but he was forceful and he never let things to go out of hand. I think a great referee is a referee who balance. The key to life is this balance. Let the game flow to an extent. Don't give a yellow card too early. Give warnings. Let guys have warnings and know what things are. But let the game flow as best as it can. Don't have guys tripping on eggshells. But no, or I want to go extreme, boom, but allow warnings. Give guys warnings. Let them know. The worst things that his referees do is a guy does his first offense and he give him a yellow. Guy's like, that's my first offense. Give me a warning. Then I've built a bit of real estate to get that yellow that I may need for a tactical foul. So from Tudari123, man, thank you for the dub, man. Thank you for the dub. Do you think Valverde and Odegaard should take over Madrid's midfield next season? Yes. Real Madrid needs to rebuild. But here's the thing. Zidane doesn't like young players. Zidane will always do ready-made players. And Zidane is, some people say, loyal to a fault. And he will be fiercely loyal. Modric, Kroos, Casemiro, they're nearing the end of their cycle. They're nearing the end. They're still producing good performances, but they're not what they were in 2018 or 2017. I'm looking at Odegaard for Arsenal. This guy's a quality player. This guy's a damn good player. And Odegaard will say, if he's smart, Odegaard will say, I'm only going to come back to Real Madrid if I'm guaranteed first team for football. If you're not going to guarantee me first team football, I'm in London. These guys are pretty cool. Arsenal's a pretty good club. It seems as if he's now sort of warmed to the people around and everything. He's like, because as Arsenal, I know I am guaranteed first in football because I'm already one of the best players in this team. I'm already a very important member to this team. So I am cool because Odegaard isn't one of those guys that, it's a privilege for me to be on the bench for Real Madrid. It's like, no. My name is out there. And especially with the season he's having for Arsenal, guys now like myself, because before I saw him associated and I was like, okay, he's cool. For what he's been doing for Arsenal, I was like, no, this guy's a player. This guy's a quality player. So I think that it's down to Perez and Zidane. Perez, if you want to rebuild the team, which is what you have to do, you have to just say Zidane, bro, because Zidane will not. Zidane isn't a coach. Zidane is a manager where give me the ready-made guys. I'll say. So Zidane would be perfect for PSG. Zidane would be perfect for PSG. But for a team like Real Madrid who needs to rebuild, remember, Kubo is still out on loan, I think, from Mallorca. So I think that he needs to a decision needs to be made. I think the right decision is, let's see how the season goes. And Perez has to sit down and say, look, Odegaard is a damn good talent. So is Valverde. So is Kubo. And who knows what the other guys we're going to bring. I'm sorry, but I cannot give you another season with Modric, Casemiro. Like, these guys are at the end of their run. Modric is still money, but they're at the end of their run. So, because the question is, how many more seasons can you get out of Kroos and Modric? How many more? So because again, why are Bayern so good? We talked about this thing earlier. Bayern are so good because Bayern, they're thinking ahead. They're always thinking ahead. They're always always forward thinking, They're thinking 5-6 years in advance. The issue with Real Madrid is that they are too much thinking about the now. All right, guys, look, man, we'll do it for 3 hours, man. Let's do it for so 10 minutes then. 10 minutes, man. Let's hit the 3 hour mark, man. Let's hit that 3 hour mark. Guys, hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button, man. I'm giving you that content crack. Hit that like button and hit that content crack. Okay. Um, London Blues. So Atleti going to school London Blues. Yeah, it could. So YSK Jackson, you believe that Atletico Madrid will school Chelsea? That's interesting. That's interesting, man. Um, Spanish refs are corrupt. It's been proven. There are some dodgy decisions that I saw in some classical games. Then wasn't there a report that said most referees are Real Madrid fans? I swear I saw a report like that most Spanish referees are Real Madrid fans. But over the years, just some games I've just watched, I'm like, and wasn't it a Spanish referee that gave Van Persie a red card for kicking the ball away? No, it couldn't have been because that game was at the Camp Nou. So it couldn't be the Spanish referee. But I remember those, but Spanish referees are, yeah, they're wild, man. South America, but they allow, this is the thing though. I remember there was, I think it was the '06 World Cup again. It was either the '06 or the 2010 World Cup. But there was this Mexican referee. This guy, the first offense, booking. I was like, bro, any tackle, anything, yellow. I think on the end the guys had like 6 or 7 yellows. But the beauty about South American referees, as you say, they allowed the game to flow and they allowed tackles in. I always tell this story. I think it was I think it was either Chile against Argentina or Argentina against Colombia, but Argentina were playing. And in the first half, they were tackling Messi. They were going hard and very physical on Messi. And Messi then went to the referee at halftime and said, yo, ref, man, look at the tackles. You have to protect me. And ref says, bro, in South America, man, we do things differently here. Because obviously in Europe, any kind of flow, pull the leg or anything like that, they blow. South America, they allow the game to flow a lot more, and they allow more tackles to flow through, and they allow a bit more physicality. So, and I think that's probably why Messi may sometimes have to adjust when he now plays Copa America, because how South American referee is different. So it's always very important to know what referee that they have, because the kind of referee that you have, you now have to now know, because again, if you have a referee that allows the game to flow, then you now know that, bro, let's get some 2-3 tactical fouls. So you now know that you now have ability to make a few fouls. But if you now have a very strict referee, then you'll say to your Casemiro or your Busquets that you, bro, if you need to get a yellow, get it around the 60th or 65th minute if you need to. So you're in a transition and overload, pull the shirt, I take the yellow. You don't want to get a yellow like in the 15th minute, because that puts you in a very tough situation for the rest of the game. So it's very important. You know, and I'm sure teams know this when they think about, okay, who is going to referee for the game and so forth, man. Who is your favorite to win the Europa League? Guys, let's not sleep on Granada, man. Let's not sleep on the boy Granada. It was United initially, man, but United needs to improve greatly in the second leg. But I'm still gonna say United. I mean, so you have to look at United. You have to look at Granada. Don't sleep on Roma. Don't sleep on Ajax. Don't sleep on Ajax. I think Ajax are a team to watch. So favorites: Ajax, Roma, United, Granada. Outsiders: Arsenal, Tottenham. I'll say they are there. Watch out. Because remember, the thing with Arsenal is Arteta knows how to win a trophy. So just having tournament experience, even if FA Cup is a much lower quality than Europa League, just having that whole thing of knowing how to win a trophy is key. Tottenham, they got Bale. See, if it was just Kane and Son, Tottenham, like, that's not the fact that you now have Bale as another attacking outlet. Don't sleep on Tottenham. Not enough for me to put them favorite, but don't sleep on Tottenham. So let's see what United do in that second leg against AC Milan. Ajax are Ajax, man. Ajax, I just asked for Ajax. They live and die on their philosophy, man. So maybe they will just outplay you, sexy football their way out of for you, or you could just completely expose them. You can't sleep on good evening, man. Good evening. Can say what's up with Villarreal. Villarreal, man. So I still think United should go through. I think because United they will have Rashford back, they'll have Pogba back, and I still say United will go through. But it should be a good game, specifically if Milan now have Ibrahimovic back, they have Çalhanoğlu back. But look, Milan actually played really well without Ibra and Çalhanoğlu. So how much do they need them? From YSK Jackson, man. See, I'm not even going to thank you for the dub here. Mounts over Felix. Werner hat-trick. I mean, what is this? Why? For what reason? For what reason is this? Why are you doing it? YSK Jackson, I control their jinx, not you. I control this thing called the jinx, not you, bro, not you. So say, and also the only hat trick Werner is getting is in freaking Springfield with Homer Simpson, bro. So you know what? Let's have a non-football question, man. Have you ever seen the movie Bound? No, I know that is with the movie they made before The Matrix with Joe Pantoliano. But the Wachowski brothers, Synder's of The Matrix. No, good thing. I'll put it on my list because I know it's about. I think is it Eliza Dushku might be in one of the roles. I think they're like two lesbian killers or something. But I heard that it was supposed to be good. But yeah, like I'll put it on the list. But I've not watched that yet, man. Bro, Matrix 4 is a whole other discussion, man. Because I want to watch it, but no. You know what? Let me know. Question for the live chats. Because me and Daniel were talking about this. Daniel said, look, how many streaming services are you guys subscribed to? So how many streaming services do you guys have subscribed to? I'm subscribed to the Netflix, which I may drop because they raised the price, and Amazon Prime, which is freaking amazing. But I'm waiting for HBO Max to drop here. And Disney Plus, I'm only going to get it with the new thingy. 2, 3. So basically, tell me which ones. Netflix, Prime, and Hulu. Okay. Netflix, yeah, same as me. At the moment in time, I'm only on Amazon and Netflix. Hulu. So Splash, I know that we're both in England, so you can get Hulu in the UK. Because I didn't know that you could get Hulu in the UK. I thought that was only like an American thing, man. Coach. Guys, if you know, you know. If you know, you know, man. If you know, you know. Netflix and Hulu. Yeah. Because I mean, okay, yeah. I'm gonna look into. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look into getting that into the thing as well, man. But yeah. Because I want because I think I want HBO Max to drop in the UK because HBO Max is freaking crazy, man. You know, HBO Max, Hulu. Oh wow, Disney, Netflix, Amazon Prime. Damn. All right, guys, man, we are at the 3-hour mark. Thank you. So, guys, remember Saturday nights hangouts. All are welcome. 10 p.m. we pop off, and we know it is going to be the Messi Cristiano. This discussion is going to dominate that whole thing, man. So Saturday hangouts, I'll see you guys in there. Sunday, see our preview, man. So guys, peace out. Stay true, stay real, stay sexy, and I'm out. Peace out. Become a Patreon member. Get access to my blog, get access to exclusive videos, and also get access to the podcast of the Saturday and the Sunday hangouts. Head over to patreon.com/halfup to gain all these goodies while also supporting your boy HH.